A longtime feud resumes today in Blacksburg, Virginia, a mere 40 miles from the West Virginia border. Both Virginia Tech and West Virginia have won 8 games. Both are bowl-bound, which makes this rivalry all the more heated today.
You gotta beat him. Total domination. Gotta destroy him.
I have to do what it takes to win the game. I have to beat my man.
From a football aspect, it's a life or death situation.
Lane Stadium, Blacksburg, Virginia, rivalry weekend on ESPN today in the Big East. It's 8-2 West Virginia against 8-1 Virginia Tech. Hi, everybody. Craig Bullerjack along with Merrill Hodge. And, you know, West Virginia is a team built on defense, #1 in the country against the run. And wherever you find the football, Merrill, you will find Canute Curtis.
Yeah, Canute Curtis could be the Big East player of the year. He's one of 3 finalists for the Butkus Award candidate. And they do a lot of things with Canute. They line him outside on both sides of the football. They put him inside. They'll put him in a 3-point stance and let him rush the passer. But when you have a great defense, it means you have a whole host of talent. Their defensive line's played excellent. Their secondary probably as a whole the best in the Big East. And if there's any Virginia Tech defensive helmets rolling around, look for Bernard Russ, number 91. He is a bone-crushing tackler.
He'll knock your hat right off. Indeed. Now for Virginia Tech also, they have a tremendous defense. It's built around last year's Big East Defensive Player of the Year, Cornell Brown.
Yeah, Cornell Brown, a lot like Canute Curtis, only he stays on the defensive line, but they do flip him side to side. He had a knee injury a month ago. This will be the first time he's played back-to-back football games. But they would like him to get back to the rhythm and the consistency that made him the Big East Player of the Year last year.
Virginia Tech's quarterback is Jim Druckenmiller, and today you will see a multiple of different offenses.
Yeah, Craig, multiple sets, and he runs them all well. But the thing I like about Druckenmiller, the bigger the game, the better he plays.
It's a battle in the Big East. West Virginia, Virginia Tech.
Pool the Master's Way and learn from the best. 2 of America's favorite instructional videos are now available only through this special TV offer. Get tips from Steve Miserak, Pretty Boy Floyd, Iwo Mataya, and other pool greats. Now, for a limited time, you can order both videos for the price of one. Learn the secrets of breaks, banks, defense, position, angles, and trick shots like the Massey and the jump.
Take it from me, The Miz. When you purchase Pool the Master's Way and learn from the best, you'll learn everything you need to know how to shoot pool like a pro. With these 2 tapes, you can do almost anything except beat me.
World champion Steve Miserak takes you through the best ways to improve your game. Call the number on your screen and we'll send you this wonderful 2-video cassette collection for just $19.95 plus postage and handling.
2 for the price of 1? How can you go wrong?
These videos have never been offered together and are only being offered for a limited time. Call now. Have your credit card ready. An operator is waiting for your call. Sorry, no CODs. Call now.
Just what does it take to get in shape and stay that way? If you think you need to go to a gym to lose weight, get in shape, and have a body like this, think again. This is Bowflex, a real workout at home that's so good, we guarantee results in 6 weeks or your money back. It's not magic. It's Bowflex. Call us and ask for a free video and brochure on the machine that works like an entire gym, but fits anywhere in your home.
Welcome back to Blacksburg, Virginia. Number 23 ranked West Virginia taking on 17th ranked Virginia Tech. And here come the Hokies. West Virginia leads this series 25-15-1, only 6-8-1 in Blacksburg.
You know, Craig, all the snow, the series has been tight. Today, this may be one of the biggest games between these 2 teams in quite a while.
Don Nealon in his 17th season at West Virginia. And his opponent today in his 10th year, Frank Beamer. 1995 Big East Coach of the Year. Took this club to the Sugar Bowl and knocked off Texas 28-10. Strength versus strength, you bet. Virginia Tech's offense, 423 yards a game, #1 in the Big East. How about West Virginia's defense? #1 in the Big East, allowing just 202 yards a game.
And you know, Craig, what that ultimately means right there is something's got to give today. And that's what makes this game so intriguing and will be so interesting and so great to watch, is something will have to give there, whether the offense of Virginia Tech or the defense of West Virginia.
Brad Hackett will kick off for West Virginia. You look at the last meeting in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech 34, West Virginia 6.
You know, Virginia Tech being only one of 2 colleges in the country that have 2 bands, and they have this place rocking right now.
50,000 on hand this afternoon, Lane Stadium. For a late November day, you would expect sleet, snow, but it's a beautiful day for football. 40 degrees at kickoff and a slight 5-mile-an-hour wind from the west. Sean Scales back to receive the kick from Brad Hackett. Short kick to the far sideline. A flag is down. And a flag is down back at the 37-yard line. A 7-yard return after the kick. John Smith, our referee.
Well, that tells you it's a heated rivalry, too. They can't wait to get started. Left before the ball was kicked. With good field position, I would sure see Druckenmiller right there already saying decline it.
Illegal formation, kicking team. That penalty has been declined. First down.
So good field position for the Hokies to start this football game at the 35-yard line. Virginia Tech 8-1 overall, 5-1 in the Big East. Their only loss is Syracuse. Big win a week ago, Merrill, against Miami, 21-7. From the I formation, 1st and 10. And Virginia Tech wants to test that big front line of West Virginia. And not much there on first down. Ken Oxendine, the tailback, number 28, maybe 2 yards. They'll mark him down at the 37-yard line. Tackled by Knute Curtis. There's Jim Druckenmiller. 55.5% completion rate. 1,600 yards passing, Merrill. 13 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions on the season.
Yeah, well, he makes a lot of good decisions, and they ask him to do an awfully lot today. You'll see 1 back set, 2 back sets, 4 wide receivers, 2 wide receivers. Does it all really well.
2nd down 8 from the shotgun. To his fullback, Brian Edwards, and he is dropped by Lagino. Brian Edmonds, the fullback. You look at the Virginia Tech offense. Edmonds, Oxendine, and the wide receivers and Scales, White, and the tight end is Jennings. Up front, keep your eye on the center. Billy Conatee makes his 46th start today, and you got 2 brothers, the left guard, Todd Washington, and T.J. Washington, the right tackle. Druckenmiller trapped at the 30, able to get the ball away incomplete. Jason Williams putting the heat on Druckenmiller. So 3 up, 3 down for Virginia Tech.
Well, Craig, we talked a little bit about Knute Curtis in the open just a second ago about his dominance, but this is a total defensive effort. I mean, all 11 guys make plays all day long.
Mike Logan back to return the kick. A punt that drives him back to the 15-yard line. Logan knocked down at the 25. A 47-yard kick and a 10-yard return for West Virginia. Chad Johnston. 1,552 yards passing, 10 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions for this senior from Peterston, West Virginia.
You know, Craig, I think you have a game here with two quarterbacks that are very intelligent players and make real good decisions. You can see that from their ratio from touchdowns to interceptions.
Sean Foreman, the motion man, 1st and 10. Play action. The catch pulled down by David Saunders. And David Saunders, we saw last night, he said, do me a favor. I'll make the first catch of this game. Tell my mom, Martha, and his sister, Tasha, hello. So hello.
He's going to love you for that.
Lauren Johnson made the tackle offensively. Amos Zeroaway, the tailback, very talented. Green, the fullback. Saunders, Vanderpool, and the tight end is Wabel. Solomon Page is the left tackle. He's a left-handed left tackle, only a freshman. And Pecanis, the right guard, is sophomore. It's a young front line, but a good front line. For Virginia Tech, we talked about Cornell Brown, last year's Big East Defensive Player of the Year. Waverly Jackson, Hairston, and Engelberger. He's a freshman and leads his team in sacks with 5. Simones, the outside linebacker with Tate and Newsom. Johnson, Gray, Quelo, and Midget. Anthony Midget, a freshman. He'll be tested early in this game.
You know, Craig, I was just about to mention West Virginia. Anytime you come into hostile territory, what you like to do is put your defense out there first.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 5 yards, repeat 2nd down.
You like to put your defense out there first, and you'd like them to force the offense to go 3 and out. They did that. Then they got pretty good field position. Very first play, they get a 1st down. They're starting to drive. But now they've made a mental mistake here, or well, it's going to set them back 5 yards, but West Virginia, I don't think, could be any more happy in how they have started this game out in this big rivalry.
Mike Horn jumped the left guard, 69, 2nd down and 14. Anthony Green in motion. Boy, the pads are popping, nothing up the middle. West Virginia trying to run behind Horn and DeGroe, Pecanis, the right guard, and the tackle by Brandon Simones.
You know, Craig, the first couple offensive plays you've seen, West Virginia, I think, has been a little predictable in the past on 1st down. And the thing they've tried to do, and Dan Summerall, the offensive coordinator, said not be so predictable. You've already seen first down they threw, 2nd first down they ran the ball.
3rd down and 14. Play action, up in the pocket, incomplete. Off the fingertips of Anthony Green, but a nice thrown ball by Chad Johnston. So both teams are trying to work the jitters out, and this crowd on their feet.
Well, you can tell both defenses, they've got their motors running. Now you watch this play, and this could be a dangerous play. You're trying to make a catch, and you're juggling and bobbling, but look how many defenders are around that can intercept that ball.
Sean Scales will let that ball bounce and down at the 27, but a flag is back at the 25-yard line.
You know, will that be a 5-yard penalty? He just ran into the punter, so probably just a 5-yard penalty. And the first time I think Virginia, I know when West Virginia punts the ball, I know everybody holds their breath now because of the pass to the punt team. But this is actually a good sign where the penalty is going to go against the other team and you're able to get the ball away. And I think that's the biggest key for West Virginia, to get a little more confidence in this unit right here.
That man has had a tough year. Brian West, 7 block
Running
punts.
into the kicker, receiving team. The 5-yard penalty has been declined. 1st and 10.
Now,
So West will take a rest on the sideline, and when we come back, it'll be Virginia Tech and West Virginia scoreless. We'll be back.
Dear Dave, after session last week, we had your smoky bacon cheeseburgers. One bite and we said, man, whoever made this has paid his dues. 3 strips of hickory smoked bacon, smoked cheddar with that sauce, all on a quarter pound of fresh beef with sauteed onions. Dave, it was so delicious, Lucille and I played a whole set of low-down blues. Your pal, B.B. King.
Dear B.B., keep smiling. You'll beat those blues yet.
Try Wendy's Smoky Bacon Cheeseburger Combo.
Free for small business owners.
Now you can say goodbye to your bookkeeping hassles forever, because the makers of Quicken have invented QuickBooks, the #1 selling accounting software that makes it fast and easy to do the things you don't love doing, like paying bills, writing invoices, figuring out what your customers owe, even tracking inventory and doing payroll. QuickBooks makes it all hassle-free. Call now to get a trial version absolutely free through this special limited-time TV offer.
Deadly, powerful, unforgiving. Now, for the first time, King World Direct and the Learning Channel bring you 2 of the most earth-shattering videos, Hurricane and Tornado, available only through this special television offer. You'll see the most violent natural disasters on Earth. Experience the force of nature's fury. Watch people run for their lives from the terror of the storm. These riveting programs will keep you on the edge of your seat. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call this toll-free number now to get Hurricane and Tornado for only $19.95. Order now with your credit card and you'll also receive Lightning absolutely free. That's right. All 3 heart-pounding programs are yours for only $19.95. So call now.
For rush delivery, get your credit card ready and call 1-800-652-0101. That's 1-800-652-0101, or send your check or money order to the address on your screen. Call now.
ESPN2's presentation of college football is brought to you by the Palm Quarter from Panasonic. It's tapes play in your VCR. And by Hager, stuff you can wear.
Right there, you get to see where all the minds are. Ricky Bussell, the Tech offensive coordinator, Bud Foster, defensive coordinator. That's where all the plays are directed and sent down, and that's how it's run here at Virginia Tech.
A couple of yards on first down up to the 32-yard line. Bernard Russ. He's the guy that will knock your hat off. Keep your eye on 91. West Virginia's defense. Bob Baum, a junior with 6 sacks. He's got help up front with Thornton and Slay. Curtis, he's a dandy. Williams, Russ, and Elijah Longino. Bastine, Logan, Washington, and Emmanuel. Play fake. Wide open is the fullback Edmonds down the sideline and knocked out of bounds at the 33. Bastine knocked him out. The cornerback, the redshirt freshman, a 34-yard pass play from Druckenmiller to Edmonds.
You know, Craig, and I see Van Washington walked over to Canute Curtis and started talking to him. So that tells me, and when your guy is wide open like this, somebody has blown a coverage or an assignment to let a guy that wide open and get that big a play.
Only the 10th reception for Edmonds on the season, and it was a big one. 1st and 10, Virginia Tech. Here comes Oxendine, turning the corner, and a nice tackle by Emmanuel, the strong safety.
You know, Ken Oxendine avoids just one guy there. I don't think anybody's going to touch him into the end zone. And I was talking to Ken Oxendine Thursday, and a lot of people come up and ask you, what it's like to play in the National Football League, what's it like to be a running back. But not Ken Oxendine. You would never believe what he asked me. How do you become a scout?
He wants
a scout?
Yeah,
yeah, a scout. I was like, okay, well, I think you know the Big East pretty well in the Virginia area. Just tell a team you're worthy and willing to scout for them.
Going for the home run ball. The catch is made, but yeah, they're going to mark him down at the 5. Oh, what a circus catch by Edmonds. I don't think West Virginia expected the fullback to play a big role in this offense early. So far, Edmonds, with only 9 receptions throughout the season, coming up with 2 huge plays.
Well, Craig, I would think you're exactly right. And, you know, this is good strategy by your offense. Get it to the guys that you haven't gotten it to a lot. Have them make big plays. And you talk about a circus catch. Your receivers usually make catches like that.
Longino, who plays really the 5th defensive back, made the tackle. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line.
You know, Craig, it's something you see Druckenmiller audible in here. A lot of times he's just audible in protections, not necessarily plays.
Up the middle, and the door shut in a hurry. Washington was there. Baum.
You know, you see Druckenmiller making that motion. A lot of people might think, well, he's audible in plays. Well, Virginia Tech has the difficult task of finding out where Canute Curtis is going to be. And a lot of times when Druckenmiller comes up there, if the protection is to the right and Canute Curtis is to the left, he is going to audible and change that protection. So that's what he can be doing a lot of times, other than just changing the play.
2nd and goal. The handoff, Oxendine, maybe inside the 5 to the 4. Tackled by Jason Williams, the middle linebacker, a junior from Youngstown, Ohio. Boy, it's a good setup of linebackers. Longino, Russ, Williams, and Curtis. A lot of different names for this Mountaineer defense. They like to be called ground zero, also the blue blitz, allowing only 55 yards rushing a game. And what's impressive, that's less than 2 yards a carry.
Yeah, well, and they've done that thus far in the game. The only big plays have been through the air.
3rd down goal from just inside the 5-yard line. Druckenmiller fires a dart, incomplete. 3 receivers in the area, but good coverage by West Virginia. And that brings on the field goal unit.
Yeah, Jim Druckenmiller, he is a big, strong quarterback. And you got some adrenaline. You're in a big game. I mean, this is a bullet to Stewie. You see Stewie, what Stewie's got to catch there. Is it a catchable ball? Probably. Was it like a heat-seeking missile? Yeah, so tough to catch balls like that.
Shayne Graham will try the field goal. They'll mark it at the 12, so a 21-yard field goal up and good. So Graham now 10 of 16 on the year in the field goal department, a 21-yarder, and the Hokies strike first. 7:35 to go. First quarter, Virginia Tech by 3.
For 125 years, Virginia Tech has been dedicated to the discovery, teaching, and application of knowledge. Today, Tech students are immersed in a world of advanced technology and communication, and here most will find their life's work. The world of knowledge and experience at Virginia Tech is not just academic. It is practical. It has purpose. It is working. Virginia Tech, where knowledge is working.
If you think hitting a woman makes you a big man, then you won't mind if we let 70,000 people see what kind of man you really are.
Every 12 seconds, a woman in this country is abused. Isn't it time to speak out? Get involved in relationship violence.
You're watching Big East Conference football on ESPN2 between the West Virginia University Mountaineers and the Virginia Tech Hokies from Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our coverage. It's 3-0 here. Virginia Tech leading West Virginia. Mountaineers with the football. Little option play. Johnston with the pitch. And not much for Zeraway. Good downline pursuit led by Frelo. Back, a sophomore from Alvin, South Carolina.
West Virginia has done a lot of misdirection early in the, but there the Hokies were prepared. There's 3 or 4 defenders for Virginia Tech swarming the football. And Zeraway, you need 2 or 3 guys around Zeraway. He is a small package of dynamite.
Well, we talked about how good West Virginia's defense is. Don't forget Virginia Tech. They're ranked number 2 against the run in the Big East. On 3rd down and 6. Heavy pressure by the Hokies and incomplete. The intended receiver, number 34 for the Mountaineers, Leroy White.
This has been the Achilles heel for West Virginia. They've had 7 block punts this season already, and one of them, the biggest one against Miami.
Heavy pressure that time, but a nice kick by Brian West. Scales at the 35. Scales at the 40 to the 44-yard line. A 51-yard punt and a 9-yard return.
Made by number 57, Gary Stills.
Gary Stills down for West Virginia. The trainers attending Gary Stills. A sophomore out of Trenton, New Jersey. He backs up Canute Curtis at the right outside linebacker spot. While they take a look at Gary Stills, let's send it back to Mike in the studios.
Well, Craig and Merrill, Miami, for its parts, getting ready for its tune-up with Syracuse next week. They do it going along on Boston College. Scott Covington, 76 yards to Tony Gator. They're not going to catch him. And Miami has taken a 7-0 lead early on.
Next week, that's going to be a big game. I know that Virginia Tech beat Miami last week, and Virginia Tech would like nothing better than Miami to go up there and beat Syracuse and force this thing into a 3-way tie to where the winner of the Big East would be solely indicated by who was ranked the highest. And they would take the 2 polls, the ranking of 2 polls, average that out, and whoever is ranked the highest out of those 2 polls would be the Big East champ. That's your tiebreaker.
You talk about rankings. Virginia Tech, how strange, 17th in the Associated Press, but the coaches, CNN's poll, USA Today, they like them. They're number 9.
Yeah, I've never seen a discrepancy between the 2 polls this late in the season of one team. Yeah, that is quite amazing.
Well, Virginia Tech 8-1 and 5-1 the Big East. Their only loss to Syracuse. It was a blowout, 52-21. 1st and 10, Virginia Tech from the 43-yard line. Druckenmiller fires off the fingertips of his tight end, Brian Jennings. And really, the tight end is not a real big factor in this Hokie offense. Only 8 receptions on the season for Jennings.
No, but, Virginia Tech has went to the players that haven't been a big part of their offense this year. Now, this is a perfectly thrown football, and Jennings just not used to catching a lot and let it slip through his hands. And you could tell there, too. Wanted to make something happen after the football, and that's what a lot of receivers make mistakes. They try to do too much before they caught the football, tucked it.
The option. Druckenmiller chased down from behind. Good downline pursuit led by John Hadley, the junior. Hanley been active so far in this game.
No good in the play. Third down.
Where's number 52 out of Delray Beach, Florida?
Well, you know, the thing that Virginia Tech needed to do going into this football game, and talking to Ricky Bussell, the offensive coordinator, is establish the run. Now, you know, they really haven't been able to do that. But I'll tell you this, they've been able to establish the pass. And sometimes you go into a game, you just got to throw your game plan out the door and go with what's working for you.
West Virginia sends the blitz. Druckenmiller able to escape, and he completes to Cornelius White. Mike Logan
Tackle made by number 23.
made the tackle at the 50-yard line. Boy, Druckenmiller shows some pretty good ability to ease out of the pocket when he's in trouble. We've played a quarter. Virginia Tech on top of West Virginia, 3-0. We'll be back.
Man, nothing like a new pair of Nike Turf trainers.
Yeah, you know Steve Young works out in the Air Zoom Fly.
Oh, can that guy hustle? All right. Hey, you're Steve Young.
So, what do you think?
Nobody gets you closer to the game than Foot Locker, where it all begins.
You've spent your entire life sleeping in an old-fashioned flat bed, but now you have the opportunity to find out about a better, healthier way to relax and sleep. Get this free information kit about Craftmatic adjustable beds. Call toll-free, and a helpful operator will mail you a free Craftmatic adjustable bed catalog and this special rebate certificate. It's worth $200 off any Craftmatic Model 1 adjustable bed. Why is Craftmatic making this rebate offer? It's our way of saying thanks for taking the time to find out about Craftmatic. There is, of course, absolutely no obligation for calling toll-free and requesting this helpful information kit. So if you have any interest in adjustable beds, pick up your phone and call now.
Call toll-free 1-800-652-0101. That's 1-800-652-0101. Toll-free 1-800-652-0101.
The Olympics lasted just 17 days. The memories are forever. Call 1-800-652-0101 and order America's Games, the greatest moments of the historic Olympics. Hosted by Bob Costas, America's Games is a must-have video treasure. It's all here. 85 minutes of pageantry, drama, excitement, and emotion. Order one for yourself and one for every sports fan on your gift list. Just $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping. America's Games, because the memories are forever.
You're watching Big East Conference football on ESPN2 between the West Virginia University Mountaineers and the Virginia Tech Hokies from Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our coverage. 3-0 Virginia Tech as we start the second quarter. Chad Johnston, the quarterback for the Mountaineers. Good protection, home run ball. He's got a man, Saunders, incomplete. Boy, Saunders with electrifying speed. 205-pound sophomore from Palatine, Illinois. And Lauren Johnson back on coverage.
You know, Craig, you're going to see this play again. From the end zone, you're going to see Saunders come wide open, number 6, as he comes across the middle there. But Vanderpool is in the flat, and he was wide open. So I know upstairs in the booth, Dan Sumrell, the offensive coordinator, has seen that, and don't be surprised if you don't see that again real soon.
Saunders taking a breather after sprinting 50 yards down the field. Johnston so far 2 of 6 for only 6 yards. In trouble, and he's going to dash out of bounds at the 5-yard line. That's a loss of 15. Let's check the studios and Mike Adamley. Mike?
The game, Columbus, Ohio, Ohio State and Michigan. Defensive struggle early on until Pepe Pearson gets loose for 32 yards. Out of bounds at the 3, but it was 3 downs and out after that. Bucks settled for a field goal. It's 3-0. Start of the second quarter.
To Pepe. One good running back.
Yeah, Michigan, not a bad defense. That, with Ohio State's good defense, that could be a 3-0 ball game.
Third down, 25 for West Virginia. And to the sideline goes Zeraway. Boy, you can hear those pads popping. You can say, get off of me.
Yeah,
get off of me.
You see that little mic shot there? Saw that little plastic lid there? He was perfect to hear that hit. I almost had to turn my volume down. I was so loud.
Anthony Midget, who's no midget. I mean, this young man, as a freshman, he hit you.
Yeah,
he hit you.
You know, played against Miami, and they wanted to see him gain some more confidence.
Sean Scales at the 50-yard line. And that's where Sean Scales will end up at the 50. A 40-yard kick, a 2-yard return. 14:20 to go in the half, and Virginia Tech leads by 3.
It has arrived. The day when you stop listening to the tales of other lives lived and begin the odyssey that will be your story. When you find the destiny to which you were born, all you need to bring with you is your honor, your courage, and your commitment. It's your journey. Make it a good one. Call 1-800-USA-NAVY. Let the journey begin.
Just what does it take to get in shape and stay that way? If you think you need to go to a gym to lose weight, get in shape, and have a body like this, think again. This is Bowflex, a real workout at home that's so good, we guarantee results in 6 weeks or your money back. It's not magic. It's Bowflex. Call us and ask for a free video and brochure on the machine that works like an entire gym, but fits anywhere in your home.
Hey, pro football fans, do you show your true colors, even when you drive? Now, those are real football fans. Well, here's the next best way to show the world who your NFL team is. Introducing the Pro Football Car Kit. You get your team's official NFL license plate mounted on your the window of your car, office, or home. You also get a license plate frame, a team bumper sticker, a removable decal with your favorite team's logo, a team keychain, and an insulated team travel mug which fits any car or truck cup holder. Call this toll-free number now. All 30 NFL teams are available. Plus, if you're one of the first 100 callers, you'll receive your team's can cooler free. If you bought all 7 items separately, you could spend over $30. But order the Pro Football Car Kit and get all this for just $19.95. So show everyone you're a true fan. Car Kit now. To order the Pro Football Car Kit for your NFL team, call 1-800-233-0500 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4.90 shipping and handling to the address on your screen. Call now 1-800-233-0500.
ESPN2's presentation of college football is brought to you by Pontiac and your local Pontiac dealer. We are driving excitement. TV, satellite TV at its best.
Look at the Virginia Tech campus. Usually on a day like this in November, you think those Ducks would have to be have some ice skates on, but it's a good day in November.
Or they didn't catch the bus down south.
That's right. Marcus Parker, a yard to the 49. Bernard Russ, the big hitter. There he is, number 91, the senior from upstate New York.
You know, Don Nealon, was very adamant in saying Bernard Russ, number 91, will come and knock your block off. He's just one of those football players that is just a solid hitter. Really, talk about solid hitting. Neither one of these teams have been able to run the football a lick.
Nice throw, incomplete.
But I'll tell you this, if they're able to hit their wide open receivers, both these teams would probably have touchdowns at this point.
Van Washington on coverage, the free safety who has 10 career interceptions, so he knows where to be around the football.
And you see Stewie there trying to lay out and make that catch.
Druckenmiller 5 of 10 for 88 yards in his first half. West Virginia, or Virginia Tech, looking out 3rd and 8 from the 49 of West Virginia. From the shotgun. Over the middle, complete. Cornelius White made the catch and a first down for the Hokies. Van Washington made the tackle. A 13-yard pickup.
Well, Craig, this time Druckenmiller just puts this ball in the most ideal spot, right between the numbers. You see that coming right into the football. All you got to do is put your hands together. Super throwing. The first, you know, really, Virginia Tech has had 3 big plays. They've all been on passing plays.
He used his fullback, Brian Edmonds, in the first quarter. Now he's trying to go to his split ends. On the ground comes Marcus Parker, and again, not much there to the 35-yard line. Let's check in with Mike.
Well, it's more like scrimmage weekend than rivalry weekend for both Syracuse and Miami. Here's Edgerrin James doing his impersonation of Merrill Hodge. Tough run from the 11-yard line. Miami now leads Boston College 17-0.
As soon as he said that, I thought that he was going to get tackled right there for a 1-yard gain.
I did too. I thought for a 1-yard loss. I thought when they said Hodge, I'm thinking minus yards. No, Merrill Hodge, you ran like a truck. Druckenmiller all day to throw. Up top, going to the end zone. Touchdown! Oh! Cornelius White! '35-yard reception. White with his 3rd touchdown of the year. Druckenmiller with his 14th touchdown toss.
Well, you know, Jim Druckenmiller has thrown some really pretty balls here. Now, you watch the way he puts this in the air, and then you've got Logan and White jockeying for position. Both of them are trying to make the play at the right time, and it was White who comes down with the football and gives the Hokies a 10-point lead.
Shayne Graham, the point after. He has yet to miss this season. He is now 36 of 36 in the point after department. Druckenmiller goes downtown, and the Hokies build a 10-0 lead.
So you've chosen to be your own boss. Running your own business means doing what you love, and doing what you do best. Except one thing you don't love one bit: doing the books. Well, now you can say goodbye to your bookkeeping hassles forever, because the makers of Quicken have invented QuickBooks, the #1 selling accounting software that makes it fast and easy to do the things you don't love doing, like paying bills, writing invoices, figuring out what your customers owe, even tracking inventory and doing payroll. QuickBooks makes it all hassle-free. How's this for fast information? A click, and QuickBooks shows you this quarter's income and expenses. And look, a few keystrokes, and QuickBooks does your invoicing for you, and then does the bookkeeping automatically. So you can get back to doing what you do best, growing your business. It's even easy to try QuickBooks. Call now to get a trial version absolutely free through this special limited-time TV offer.
That number is 1-800-344-8300.
For 35 years, I did the sports in 4 minutes. Now you got this channel with breaking news, highlights, scores. You know, I was doing sports bloopers back then. Well, we used to call them goofy gaffes. Same garbage.
College basketball's hottest teams try to put the freeze on each other. The Great Alaska Shootout. Semifinal action tips off Friday at 9:30 only on ESPN2. West Virginia University.
There's Cornelius White after that big touchdown reception to put Virginia Tech on top 10-0. 12:26 to play in the half. Logan and Swoope back to receive the kick. It's a short kick and down at the 20-yard line. You know, we talk about rivalry week, how big these games are. Well, it's a big one between West Virginia and Virginia Tech. Frank Beamer's been around a lot of years, 10 to be exact, to Virginia Tech, and he says, you know who comes up big in these big games? My quarterback, Jim Druckenmiller.
He's a guy that really responds to competition. He feels right at home the tougher it gets, the better he gets. And I think that's a great quality for a quarterback to have.
Well, he showed up big thus far in this football game, throwing some great balls.
West Virginia down 10. They start on their own 20-yard line. Johnston to handoff to Zeraway, and maybe a 5-yard gain. Back to the studios, and Mike.
Here's another rivalry, BYU-Utah. The Cougars expecting to beat Utah through the air? No. How about on the ground? Brian McKenzie, another nice run. Another Merrill Hodge impersonation, and BYU leads 10-0 in the first quarter.
See, Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming.
Mike, you better send him a nice package.
Well, no, I got to send him the nice package.
Second down, 5. Spinning up the middle is the redshirt freshman Amos Zeraway. Lights out speed. The tackle by Newsom, number 55, the inside backer. Virginia Tech, how good are they? Well, they've beaten the last 5 nationally ranked teams they have played.
You know, I think there's certain measuring sticks for this Virginia Tech team. You know, they beat Texas in the Sugar Bowl. You know, they won the Big East last year. But that right there tells you how competitive Virginia Tech is throughout the country.
Third down, 3. Johnston on the run, and he smartly steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 for West Virginia. And John Engelberger, the freshman, chased him out.
You know,
the right side defensive end.
This is a critical drive for West Virginia, and this probably one of the critical plays. And Chad Johnston makes a lot of smart decisions here, just barely getting inside the marker there to get a first down. But West Virginia being down 10, away from home, in a rivalry type of situation, this is very vital for them to get some points on the board, or to keep these guys, West Virginia, in the ball game.
Only 2 of 6 to start this game. As a man to the sideline, overthrows his wide receiver, Rashawn Vanderpool.
Ball's incomplete.
That stops the clock with 10:59 to play in the half. Torian Gray over on coverage. Torian Gray, the free safety, coming off a big game last week against Miami. 9 tackles. Also a pick against the Hurricane.
You know, West Virginia, this is very difficult. If you're not very successful on first down, which has an incomplete pass, now it's 2nd and 10. So second down now is so critical that you get a positive play. So you go to the drawing board, you get your play card, and say, what is something that we run really well that we can get some yards? So third down, it isn't so long.
A loss of 1.
And I don't think that was it. But you got to give Virginia Tech's defense. We talk a lot about West Virginia's defense coming into this ball game, but Virginia Tech's defense has been all over this field. They have allowed minimal running yardage and really no big plays. West Virginia's given up a couple, 2 or 3 big plays.
West Virginia now 1 of 5 on the day on third down conversions. Looking at 3rd and 11. Play action, heavy pressure. Johnston to the sideline, incomplete. Vanderpool, the intended receiver, but give some credit. Virginia Tech's front, they're breaking through. Tate, Simones, the linebackers, and some heavy pressure up front.
Yeah, well, you know, Cornell Brown, you know, the leader of that defensive front, I mean, they are constantly putting pressure, not just on Chad Johnston, but the entire running game.
The kick to Scales. And Scales is knocked down at the 37-yard line. So the Hokies will have good field position. A 37-yard kick. 10-0 Virginia Tech.
Sad, isn't it? Finding out you paid too much for your stereo. Circuit City, you can't find a lower price. We guarantee it.
Deadly. powerful, unforgiving. Now, for the first time, King World Direct and the Learning Channel bring you two of the most earth-shattering videos, Hurricane and Tornado, available only through this special television offer. You'll see the most violent natural disasters on Earth. Experience the force of nature's fury. Watch people run for their lives from the terror of the storm. These riveting programs will keep you on the edge of your seat. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call this toll-free number now to get Hurricane and Tornado for only $19.95. Order now with your credit card and you'll also receive Lightning absolutely free. That's right. All 3 heart-pounding programs are yours for only $19.95. So call now.
For rush delivery, get your credit card ready and call 1-800-652-0101. That's 1-800-652-0101, or send your check or money order to the address on your screen. Call now.
The Olympics lasted just 17 days. The memories are forever. Call 1-800-652-0101 and order America's Games, the greatest moments of the historic 1996 Olympics. Hosted by Bob Costas, America's Games is a must-have video treasure. It's all here. 85 minutes of pageantry, drama, excitement, and emotion. Order one for yourself and one for every sports fan on your gift list. Just $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping. America's Games, because the memories are forever.
Virginia Tech leading West Virginia by 10. You look at head coach Frank Beamer. He graduated from Virginia Tech back in '69, played cornerback for the Hokies from '66 through '68.
You know, Beamer and Nealon, both super coaches, probably, you know, cream of the crop in the Big East, and maybe the country.
From the shotgun, 1st and 10, 37-yard line, Hokies by 10. Druckenmiller has a man wide open. White has to wait for it. Intercepted at the 20. That ball hung up there, and Mike Logan with his 5th interception of the season.
Well, that time, Mike Logan won the battle of jockeying for the position. And I know Jim would love to have this ball back because he just didn't get enough distance. He had an arc on it, an arch, but just too much. Not enough distance on it. And Logan able to come up and make the play, and White going, God, I'd love one more chance to have a big play.
That's the first interception, by the way, for Druckenmiller in his last 5 games. He went 5 games without a pick.
Yeah, and you know, you don't know, maybe that just slipped out of his hands because he is definitely strong enough and big enough to get it that far.
So far, West Virginia unable to move the football. Johnston to the far sideline, incomplete. David Saunders, the intended receiver. Lauren Johnson, the left corner, providing coverage.
You know, the thing West Virginia cannot do is try to get everything back in just one play. You know, and I know that, you know, whatever they've run today hasn't been that successful. But you got to try to find some plays that can get this offense on the roll and keep them going.
Johnston, 2 for 9, 0 for his last 6. 2nd down, 10 from the 20. Johnson rolls and fires to the sideline, complete to Saunders at the 39-yard line. Lauren Johnson pushed him out. Let's go to the studios and Mike.
Well, Craig and Merrill, so far the play of the day on this rivalry Saturday. Michigan attempting a fake field goal. It's wide open. Brian Greasy to Chris Howard, but it is broken up by Sean Springs, the Buckeyes All-America safety and cornerback. What a play, but State still leads 3-0.
And that's why he's an All-American, because he makes a lot of plays. I mean, that game very well may be 3-0. Great rivalry. You know, you watch West Virginia a little earlier, you see Don Nealon. That misdirection stuff has been good to West Virginia, and I'd stay with that type of stuff.
Now some trickery. Vanderpool on the reverse, turns the corner and bumped out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Anthony Midget, the freshman, knocked him out.
You know, Craig, and I'll tell you why this is a successful play. Virginia Tech is flying to the football, and they're so aggressive right now that a lot of people aren't staying home on the backside. And that's where, up in the booth, you see that. You go, let's try a reverse, see if we can get them. big enough and good enough for a first down and puts them in Virginia Tech territory.
15-yard pickup. And West Virginia putting together a nice drive here midway through the second quarter, down by 10. Johnston guns and fires, complete. Anthony Beck, the freshman tight end. Tomorrow night, 8 Eastern, check out Sunday Night Football on ESPN as the Green Bay Packers try to stop the St. Louis Rams. The Pack, led by last year's MVP Brett Favre. They're 8-2, which puts them atop the NFC Central. The Rams are led by Isaac Bruce on offense. Check it out, ESPN tomorrow night.
You know, Craig, you look at what that misdirection stuff has done. You know, it's established some continuity for West Virginia's offense. Now they're coming back to the regular plays, and they're a little more successful with them.
The give.
And I'm going to number 34, Leroy White.
Leroy White, number 34, brought down by Cornell Brown.
You know, you look at the last 4 possessions for West Virginia, you know, that's just great defense, really. You know, Virginia Tech is just taking them out of everything other than this drive. And all but the last one, that's 6 plays, but all resulted in punts.
And now a timeout called by Johnston. West Virginia burns a timeout. 8:26 to play in the half. Virginia Tech by 10. We'll be back.
Man, nothing like a new pair of Nike Turf trainers.
Yeah, you know, Steve Young works out in the Air Zoom Fly.
Oh, can that guy hustle? All right. Hey, you
So, what do you think?
Nobody gets you closer to the game than Foot Locker, where it all begins.
You've spent your entire life sleeping in an old-fashioned flat bed. But now you have the opportunity to find out about a better, healthier way to relax and sleep. Get this free information kit about Craftmatic adjustable beds. Call toll-free and a helpful operator will mail you a free Craftmatic adjustable bed catalog and this special rebate certificate. It's worth $200 off any Craftmatic Model 1 adjustable bed. Why is Craftmatic making this rebate offer? It's our way of saying thanks for taking the time to find out about Craftmatic. There is, of course, absolutely no obligation for calling toll-free and requesting this helpful information kit. So if you have any interest in adjustable beds, pick up your phone and call now.
Call toll-free 1-800-652-0101. That's 1-800-652-0101. Toll-free 1-800-652-0101.
My son insisted we try America Online. I said, what's in it for us? Now I know better. America Online makes our lives easier. It saves time and money, too. Look, I'll show you. Welcome. I don't mind saving for retirement anymore. I can research mutual funds, chart all my stocks, and do my banking all from home anytime I want. And there's more. Scan hundreds of magazines, get sports scores, enjoy hobbies, even shop online. So call this toll-free number and get everything you need to make your life easier and more fun.
Virginia Tech with a 10-0 lead, but that sideline doesn't look as comfortable as they were earlier.
Then you see Bud Foster there signaling in stopping formations. Whatever it takes, stop him.
6 plays, 48 yards, and it started on West Virginia's own 20. Play action.
But, you know, the thing that kick-started West Virginia was these type of plays. The misdirection, going one way, then pulling the ball down and going the other way. But Bud Foster does a nice job, the defensive coordinator for Virginia Tech, of countering with that, you know, bringing blitzes from the backside. So if they do counter into you or they misdirection back to you, you got a guy there in your face, and it makes it just that much more difficult.
And in the face was Brandon Simones, the senior outside linebacker. He can play that 5th defensive back spot. 2nd down 10 from the 32. The give up the middle, 0 away. And what looked to be a big hole closed in a hurry Kerwin Hairston, number 93, up front, made the stop.
Yeah, and you know, Craig, Kerwin Hairston doesn't make that play. Zero way may have danced his way for definitely a first down, but right down into the end zone of Virginia Tech.
Hairston, a junior from Martinsville, Virginia.
You know, this Virginia Tech defense is giving up some plays, but now they're starting to stiffen.
Sean Foreman lights up in the slot to the far side. 3rd down and 10, and now flags come out. Drive, that will drive offensive coordinators and head coaches over the edge.
Yeah, you're right, Craig. And you know, it's kind of a double whammy too. You know, you lose yards here, plus you get this 50,000 plus back into it, and they realize you're having problems, so that takes the elevation of their vocal cords up just a little bit, so you have problems. I don't think for a second Coach Beamer doesn't know that. We'd love to see this crowd get as loud as possible.
3rd down and 15. Hokies send the blitz, and they try to throw the slant over the middle. Incomplete. Rashawn Vanderpool, the intended receiver. But, you know, tell you what, give credit to the Hokies. They pinch it from the outside, and Johnston had to hurry that throw.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that Vanderpool should have caught that. And you probably go down and ask Vanderpool, should he have caught that? If he was asked that on the sideline, he'd say, yeah, I should have caught it. And he's a guy who makes big plays for you. But, you know, that's right there in the money.
Number 36,
I think he put the ball right where you got to have it. That's the guy you want the ball in his hands, because he can make big plays for you.
Sean Scales back to receive the punt. And bounces into the end zone. Touchback. A 37-yard kick by West. And so Virginia Tech will have the football back in the Hokie defense. They bent a little bit, but no points on the board.
Jim Hatcher, go to the first aid room on the east side. Jim Hatcher to the first aid room on the east side.
Overall, Virginia Tech 8-1. They started off with the 3 big wins, lost to Syracuse, and then from then on, look at that, 5 in a row, and a big one last week at Miami. Druckenmiller, the pitch to Oxendine. Tackled by Forbes, number 54.
You know, Craig, that's 4 yards on that carry, and that may be the total rushing production Virginia Tech has had all day. You know, West Virginia's done a super job of stopping that, but Virginia Tech has done a nice job countering by giving the stuff West Virginia will allow them to do, and that's throw the ball.
Oxendine lost his footing, tried to stop and make a cut. Lost a yard back to the 19-yard line. Oxendine, tell you what, he's had a great year. 717 yards at the start of this game, a 6.2 per carry average, 102 yards a game, but so far unable to find that first big breakaway.
Yeah, and not much today. And you know, he was hampered with a separated shoulder. So, you know, a lot of those yards were minus a couple football games that he was unable to play in.
Third down 10, Druckenmiller finds his man to the far sideline and swarmed under. Edmonds made the catch, but he was tackled by a host of white jerseys led by Bastine, the freshman.
Number 95, Jimmy Kibble going back in the punt formation for the Hokies.
You know, that's just how you want your defensive unit to execute. You want your defensive line to get upfield, put pressure on the quarterback, force him to throw a quick route and a short route. They did that, and then make the sure tackle.
Kibble, the left footer, gets it away, and a nice kick. Mike Logan at the 23. Logan at the 30. Logan at the 40. Logan at the 45, and he battles to the 48-yard line. A 51-yard punt, but a 23-yard return. And West Virginia with good field position to start this drive once again.
You know, it's when you return a punt, you've got a lot of controlled confusion, if you will. Logan does a nice job of making somebody miss there. But watch now, one of his teammates, number 33, comes in there and makes a nice hit on him, of which you would like not to have. You got enough problems with the other 11 guys, but if your own guy comes out there and hits you, and he's telling him right now, he said, don't hit me, it's those guys in the dark jersey, the burnt orange color.
Johnson on play fake over the middle to his tight end, Beck. The tight end. I'll tell you, Don Nealon thinks this guy has a big future. Torian Gray made the stop, but he loves Anthony Beck, and he's a big man at 6'5", 245.
Yeah, you watch Anthony Beck here come open in the middle. Chad Johnston gets it to him, but Torian Gray comes over, and watch this hit. Boom. Now that's holding on to the football. That's why you got to catch it. You're going to get hit anyway.
25-yard pass play, and West Virginia again on the move. 1st and 10 from the 28. Amos Zaraway. Footing seems a little loose down there. You know, Tate made the stop.
Craig, I wouldn't doubt if it's a little loose because you know, I came here on Thursday and it rained all day. I mean, we walked over to the practice field and it was like there was 2 or 3 inches of water standing on the field. So I'm sure still probably a little wet from the rain they've had here last Wednesday and Thursday.
You can see some chunks, some divots. Looks like your golf game.
Yeah.
Chad Johnston trying to throw the touchdown throw. Had Vanderpool over the middle, but we've seen a few times today, Johnston he floats that ball a little bit too much.
Yeah, Craig, you know, he's those deep corner routes and deep post routes. You know, Chad Johnston just doesn't seem like the timing has been there for him because he's had guys that have been open, just overthrown him a couple of times. You know, and I'm sure in the second half, that's what they're going to talk about. Let's come back to that, and we got to hit him.
But as you can see, he controls the football. Only trails Oliver Luck in all-time career passing yards at West Virginia. 3rd down, 8, and again the tight end. This time he goes to Chad Wable, 87, the junior.
Well, tight ends have been good to West Virginia on this drive, and you keep going to him. Very similar on the play where Beck was wide open, number 82. Now, the junior, number 87, Wable, covered quite nicely there. Just makes a nice catch. And then Chad Johnston, got to credit him for throwing a perfect ball. There you see 87, Chad Wable. Big play for West Virginia.
1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Leroy White banging inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Stopped by Steve Tate, North Canton, Ohio, his hometown. He's a load and a half.
Yeah, 6'1", 230. It was a junior, and Don Nealon said that Leroy White was going to play more today for good reason. You know, they've already tried to throw to him a couple times. Now he's carried it. But now you see, can Virginia Tech do it? West Virginia Tech got down here. West Virginia's defense tipping up only forced 3. Can Virginia Tech defense do that to West Virginia?
2nd down, goal from the 4. The pitch to Zaraway. Can he turn the corner? And the clock continues to run under 2:40 to go.
You know, Lauren Johnson didn't make the tackle there, but he basically made the play. He allowed Pearson Prelo to come in there and make the tackle because Amos Zaraway is a guy you just usually don't tackle with one guy. You need a whole host of teammates around him. You see Don Nealon voicing in the play there. And it's a very, very, very big play for both teams here. West Virginia could get a touchdown here, push this game right back in the hands of West Virginia. But Virginia Tech forces them to 3. Moral victory for Virginia Tech.
Guns and fires to the goal line.
Now, the official's right there on the goal line, so he makes that play. Did it break the plane? And I think the way Saunders came back to the football, it probably did not. So probably good call. If we can watch, or if we were able to see this, if we have it at that angle. But now, decision time for West Virginia.
Steve Tate, big tackle. It looked to see Saunders had the lean. We'll see it on the replay.
Now you're going to kind of see it from the end zone here. Quite see if he breaks the goal line there. And from that angle, it didn't look like he did. And the angles, Saunders, you look at from the top here. You know, has he broken the goal line? You know, and there's an imaginary line that goes straight up there. Boy, you know, from there, you look at his leg, it's right there on the goal line, and you wonder if that ball broke it. Yeah, tough to see from that angle.
Well, the officials mark the football just inside the 1-yard line. So 4th and less than a yard to go. 1:41 to play in the half, and Virginia Tech leads by 10.
But it looks like West Virginia's going to go for this, and this is a big play. Now you only have half a yard. You got about a half a yard. But the running game hasn't been there for anybody. Now you watch Johnston, you watch his reaction. Now quarterbacks usually know, and I'm sure he's not biased there. That's
no.
a touchdown. He says, what? Yeah, touchdown.
This will be the 8th play of this drive. 4th and goal inside the 1. Zeraway and White, the backs. The fake to the pitch. Johnston throws. Touchdown! Saunders! David Saunders, is he a big play man? You bet. Give him credit. He looked down to make sure the feet were in.
Boy, Craig, you said it right. I thought that he almost was out of bounds. I mean, that was that close if he got both feet inbound. I mean, the college only need one, but it was awfully, awfully close. You watch this on top here. Now watch him come to the back of the end zone and watch how close this is. And this is a gutsy call, I think, with just a half a yard. If we're able to, well, you can't quite see it, but you see he's already out of bounds there by the time the camera gets back down there. So that tells you just how close it was.
Jay Taylor boots the extra point.
Here we go. Now you look at this. There's 1 foot. And that's all you need in college. Official right there to make the call. And Saunders, no sweat, making big plays, puts West Virginia back within 3.
Saunders with his 4th touchdown reception of the season. Johnston fires his 11th.
Well, Craig, I mean, I don't know if you feel the same way, but that's it. You got a half a yard to go, and you run a misdirection passing play. Although that's been the play that's been big for you, but you don't give yourself a lot of room when you're in the end zone. You've got a total of about 10.5 yards when you're on the half-yard line.
All right. You know, with Leroy White in the backfield, you'd think they'd give it to the big fullback, 34.
Yeah. You see what Chad Johnston's looking at as he throws it up there for only Saunders to catch it. And he takes it down. Thank you very much.
10-7, Virginia Tech. Sean Scales. Ball was taken by Marcus Parker. But a flag is down. Holding the call by John Smith. As they sort it out, let's check in with Mike.
All right, thank you very much, Craig. Coming up next in the GMAC halftime report, the big hits from this rivalry Saturday, including Ohio State, Michigan, the game, then the game in the WAC, Utah and BYU. Plus, we'll have a preview of the SEC's Iron Bowl, Auburn, Alabama. Bragging rights, bowl bids, it's all ahead on the GMAC halftime report. Guys?
Thanks, Mike. A minute 31 away from halftime, and
you know,
Mike Adams.
They call this a game of inches, and you look at that, we're able to see the touchdown. We're probably not going to have time here, but, you know, when you slow it down and you see touchdowns like that where 1 foot's inbound, officials are forced to see that at full speed. Yeah, that's a good call by the official.
Marcus Parker. And did you see Druckenmiller? He threw a block to break Parker.
Number 91, Bernard Rush.
And now a timeout. Officials timeout. They're going to bring the chains out. That was a gutty call. Druckenmiller threw a nice block to give Parker some room. Oh, they stretched the chains, and it's about a ½ inch. They're going to roll it up. The nose does not hit the stick.
Speaking of game of inches. Here we go.
It's just an inch shy of a first down.
Now here's the touchdown pass. Now you see the hand right. Now stop it right there. Now that's the only thing this official is looking right down at that. That is the only thing that he is watching. All he's got to see is 1 foot. He sees that. He sees the ball in the hand. And that's a touchdown.
Good to have 20/20 vision, isn't it?
That close, I don't even think you need that.
2nd down inches, Druckenmiller, flag comes out. Wide open over the middle was White, but I believe Van Washington, the free safety, got his hand up around the shoulder pad.
Yeah, or Bernard Russ, one of the two. They're both protesting that it wasn't me.
There's a call. Interference.
And White saying, oh, yes, it was. You watch this again. Now, you make the call here. You can see at the very top of your screen, to the left of your screen.
15 yards, the previous spot.
You see Rush right there. And White, you know, I also got a question, you know, was that ball catchable? You know, oftentimes, you know, officials will look and see just, you know, was it vital to the play? You know, if it wasn't important to the play, then, you know, you let it go. But they felt there was contact there. And
flags are down.
Quickly, flags are down, and the officials step in, whistle the play dead.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 5 yards, still first down.
So you get 15, but you march 5 the other way.
And you see when the official opens up that mic, you can hear a lot of chattering down there. I'm sure it's all kinds of stuff like, good job, good tackle, that's the way to hit. Good job.
Well, Virginia Tech trying to use a hurry-up offense with 1:14 to go in the half. Druckenmiller hit, and that ball incomplete. Play faked it into the line and then threw to the far side to James Crawford, his flanker, and Canute Curtis was right there.
You know, we're going to watch this interference penalty, but you got to look at where the ball is thrown. You know, that's really not a catchable ball. You know, then there is an official that's responsible for coming in and saying, listen, that was uncatchable, you know, disregard the penalty, but no overrule on that play.
3 wide receivers to the far side. Druckenmiller, up he goes. And the catch pulled down by Sean Scales. That stops the clock with 1:04 to go in the half.
Now, Virginia Tech has run that play a couple of times already, and Scales has been open, wide open, each and every time. West Virginia, Steve Dunlap, the defensive coordinator, and the defense are probably going to have to make an adjustment to that and a correction. And that's not going to be all the way till halftime, because they're going to see that again probably in this drive.
157 yards on 9 completions for Druckenmiller. That was a 18-yard pickup. Plenty of time over the middle. And again, Sean Scales makes the reception, first down. Charles Emmanuel made the tackle at the 27-yard line.
You know, when you're successful throwing the football, you look at the pass protection of Jim Druckenmiller. He's just able to stand there and not a soul within a yard of him. You know, that makes it awfully easy on your quarterback and awfully difficult on your secondary.
West Virginia.
West Virginia calls timeout.
Yeah.
They call themselves the Fools.
Yeah.
And they're no fools, though. The Fraternal Order of Offensive Line Studs. And there they are.
There you go. Fraternal Order of Offensive Line Studs, the Fools.
They average 305 pounds a man up front.
And the Washington brothers. Well, we got rid of the pitcher too quick. But you got two Washington brothers. You got Todd Washington, who's a left guard, and T.J. Washington, 75 and 76.
71 is
76 right here. That's T.J. Washington, and here's big brother right over here, Todd Washington. I was standing in practice, and I was talking to T.J., or excuse me, I was talking to Todd, and Todd, you know how when you got brothers, you go, you know, who's the best? And I want to know who's the best, yeah. And I said, Todd, who's the best? He goes, oh, T.J.'s the best. He's taught me everything I know. So I was like, well, I'll just wander over to T.J., number 76, and I said, T.J., who's the best out of you and your little brother? He goes, oh, Todd is. He's the best. I mean, two great brothers. In fact, I read an article where they said their father, they know when Todd and T.J. are coming home because you can't see the refrigerator light. And you also know when they're gone because you now can see the refrigerator light.
They fill it up and then they empty it.
Two big boys, over 300 pounds. Not just good offensive linemen, but two pretty good friends.
Can you imagine dinner time? Oh, my.
Thanksgiving each and every night, about 5:36.
54 ticks left in the first half, 10-7, Virginia Tech. First and 10 from the 27. Big hole up the right side. Oxendine. A 9-yard gain to the 19. Canute Curtis made the tackle.
You know, Craig, you need good blocking to get runs like that. But what has set that up is the big pass play.
A timeout called by Virginia Tech. We'll step aside. 46 seconds to go in the half.
Life, it's gonna hit you one day, and it's gonna hit you hard, real hard. It's gonna hit you in the gut. You gotta fight it, and you gotta push back. Gotta push back. If you push back, you know, it'll make you stronger and leaner. You got to resist. You just got to resist.
There's nothing like it out there, man. Nothing with a resistance band.
Pull it out, and it's harder. Push it in, it's easier.
It keeps you doing crunches the right way. You can't cheat it.
It fits my body. It fits everybody.
Take it apart, leave it anywhere. You can really feel it work your abs, that's for sure.
You'll make it. Keep on pushing.
The Proform Ab Resistor. For free information or a 30-day in-home trial, call the number on your screen now.
You're right. The way to do it is take the body out and the head's going to fall. You got to rip. You got to dig.
Tommy Hearns battles Carl Willis Friday at 7:30, only on ESPN2.
Second down 2 from the Mountaineer 19. Druckenmiller to Cornelius White at the 10-yard line. Mike Logan nowhere near Cornelius White, but came up to make the tackle.
You know, credit Ricky Bussell, the offensive coordinator, for calling nice plays, nice patterns to get these guys wide open. I mean, now White's made some big plays for you. You would think that's one guy you don't want to let get open on you, because he has ability to make some plays. There he is, wide open.
First and goal from just inside the 10-yard line, down to the 6. And the catch by Scales. Bastine made the tackle.
And we've talked a lot about Jim Druckenmiller and his ability and how strong he is. But, you know, you just watch how poised he is. How he keeps cool, throws that football right where it needs to be. And then West Virginia, they're in the right place, too. Pirlo Bastine, the redshirt freshman, makes a nice tackle there and forces Virginia Tech to call a timeout.
Well, this drive, Merrill, look at this. Started on their own 19. They've gone 7 plays, 76 yards, so you're over 10 yards a pop, nearly 11 in only a minute and 1.
Yeah, I was noticing that, too. You know, West Virginia, when they were driving, their drives relatively consume little time. Virginia Tech's drives have relatively taken very little time. And this one was in a situation where they needed it to take little time. They were under 2 minutes to go in the football game, or before the half, and would like to get some points on the board. Now they're in a situation where touchdown is very possible, and a three points, as long as it's a good kick, is probably a guarantee.
Druckenmiller nearly at the 200-yard mark here in the first half, 12 of 19. 1 touchdown and the 1 interception, his first in 5 games. Second down goal from the 6-yard line. Druckenmiller under pressure, dumps it, and the ball falls incomplete. He had his tight end in the area, Brian Jennings. And now an injured player down. That's Canute Curtis. Oh, my.
Boy, and he's grabbing his knee, the place that you hate to see players grab for. You just hope that young man's okay.
Had a chance to talk to Canute last night in his hotel room. What a classy young man, a senior. He leads this West Virginia team in career sacks, 32.5.
Yeah, did you know, though, he ate that sundae, and he didn't even offer Sonny the whole time.
That's
Had
right.
a big sundae going there. You watch the tail end of this football play. See if you can see Canute Curtis coming up right there. Oh, look at that leg whip. If you can. The offensive lineman will sometimes go to cut you, and then they do that little leg whip thing where the leg comes up. It looks like the leg whip of Jay Haygood caught him right in the knee. Now you watch this as they come. Jay Haygood's coming down. Now stop right there. Now see that foot right there come up and hit Canute. Just watch where that leg goes. Looks like it catches him right, and may have been in the thigh. But, you know, there's good news as Canute got up and was able to jog off. So that very well could have just caught him right in the thigh and give him one of those nice thigh bruises that are going to hurt like the dickens tomorrow.
Third down goal. 29 seconds of play in the half. Play fake into the middle. Touchdown. Cornelius White. A great play fake. Druckenmiller sold it, and West Virginia bought it.
Yeah.
And wide open in the middle was Cornelius White for his second catch of the day.
You know, White's been their big guy, and the guy they've went to, you know, Jim Druckenmiller, regardless of what's had to transpire, has had and found the ability to get the ball in the hands of that young man.
Well, Shayne Graham, his streak continues. 37 of 37 in the point after department. There's the play fake, and then just a good strong arm, and he finds White.
Well, and that, you know, it looks like a lot of confusion when you're watching this. You know, now you can imagine what the defense is seeing. They're looking at run, the line's making it look like run, then they pull up and pass. By then, too late. White's wide open in the end zone.
Well, he's doubled his season output in the touchdown receptions. He had 2 before the start of today's game, and he's got 4 now on the season, 2 today.
And Jim Druckenmiller has been able to find him. And I watched him on Thursday run routes, and I mean, he runs some absolutely beautiful routes. His form, his technique, and the way he does it. And Druckenmiller, there he is, number 1, sure. And this kid is a super quarterback. You look at Virginia Tech scoring drive, 9 plays, 81 yards in a minute and 11 seconds. You know, Jim Druckenmiller, 5 of 6, 53 yards. And he found his big play guy today, White, in the back of the end zone. And I'm sure that Frank Beamer very pleased with how his offense and his defense has played in this first half.
This ball on the ground, hard to handle, loose football, and the Mountaineers cover up. Mark Plants able to cover up on that loose football. And now West Virginia, with 23 seconds left to play in the half, will have the football at their own 28-yard line.
You know, this is just enough time. You don't want to make or create or do something that's going to hurt you. And I'm talking about West Virginia. I mean, you'd like to make a play here, but make sure you don't give Virginia Tech another opportunity to at least get a field goal.
Johnson throws to the far sideline, and out of bounds goes Sean Foreman.
16, Foreman.
Only a sophomore, and you know, Don Nealon told us is Sean Foreman. His quote is big league.
Yep.
Big league is Sean Foreman, only a sophomore.
He had that comment for a lot of his players, you know, offensively, defensively. And you're right, he used big leg with this young man. And
we talked about, what, 6 seniors, and he felt like 5 of those would be high draft picks in the NFL.
Side of the ball, yeah.
Right. Johnson pumps and fires, incomplete. He was looking for Foreman again along the far sideline. That stops the clock with 13 seconds to play in the half.
Well, in situations like this, Virginia Tech, it's going to be tough to hit the deep ball. Virginia Tech's going to have 2 guys as deep or deeper than the deepest guy of West Virginia. You see Bud Foster there real quick, voicing to his troops, stay back.
Zero away, and that's going to end the first half. The clock will tick down. Nope, they're going to try to get one more.
Yeah,
look at this. Half the Hokie defense was heading to the locker room.
Well, Dan Summerall, the offensive coordinator, was motioning to Chad Johnston, you know, spike the ball so we get another opportunity. So this is a never say die coaching staff, and that translates to this football team.
Mike Adamley, stay tuned. We're coming at you, pal. GMAC halftime report just seconds away. So Chad Johnston and the Mountaineers will have one final shot. And he's going to go down. For the Hokies sent the front. Cornell Brown led the way with the tackle and the sack. It's halftime. Virginia Tech leading West Virginia 17-7.
I'm not everyone. I'm me. So when I decided to quit smoking, I did not choose that one-size-fits-all patch. I chose Nicorette gum. Nicorette has this flexible dosing schedule that helped me control my cravings. It let me use the amount I needed when I needed it. Nicorette was personal. It fit me. You know, me the non-smoker. Me.
Nicorette gum will help you quit smoking successfully by helping you control your cravings. You can do it.
Hey, pro football fans, do you show your true colors? Even when you drive? Now, those are real football fans. Well, here's the next best way to show the world who your NFL team is. Introducing the Pro Football Car Kit. You get your team's official NFL license plate mounted on your car or displayed in the window of your car, office, or home. You also get a license plate frame, a team bumper sticker, a removable decal with your favorite team's logo, a team keychain, and an insulated team travel mug which fits any car or truck cup holder. Call this toll-free number now. All 30 NFL teams are available. Plus, if you're one of the first 100 calls, teams can cooler free. If you bought all 7 items separately, you could spend over $30. But order the Pro Football Car Kit and get all this for just $19.95. So show everyone you're a true fan. Order the NFL Fan Car Kit now. To order the Pro Football Car Kit for your NFL team, call 1-800-233-0500 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4.90 shipping and handling to the address on your screen. Call now 1-800-233-0500.
Free for small business owners.
Now you can say goodbye to your bookkeeping hassles forever because the makers of Quicken have invented QuickBooks, the #1 selling accounting software that makes it fast and easy to do the things you don't love doing, like paying bills, writing invoices, figuring out what your customers owe, even tracking inventory and doing payroll. QuickBooks makes it all hassle-free. Call now to get a trial version absolutely free through this special limited-time TV offer.
You're watching Big East Conference football on ESPN2 between the West Virginia University Mountaineers and the Virginia Tech Hokies. At halftime, our score is Virginia Tech 17, West Virginia 7. Jim Druckenmiller and Cornelius White hooked up for a pair of touchdowns for the Hokies. West Virginia got their touchdown on a 4th and goal pass play from Chad Johnston to David Saunders. We'll be back with more from Blacksburg, Virginia after these messages.
This is the locker room, and that's Neil Smith. We like him when he's good and mean. So we get his mother-in-law to call him Collect before each game without using 1-800-COLLECT. She's got some nerve, Neil. 1-800-COLLECT could have saved him up to 44%. Hey, Neil, she did it to you again. 1-800-COLLECT. Save the people you call up to 44%.
The Olympics lasted just 17 days. The memories are forever. Call 1-800-652-0101 and order America's Games, the greatest moments of the historic 1996 Olympics. Hosted by Bob Costas, America's Games is a must-have video treasure. It's all here. 85 minutes of pageantry, drama, excitement, and emotion. Order one for yourself and one for every sports fan on your gift list. Just $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping. America's Games, because the memories are forever.
Just what does it take to get in shape and stay that way? If you think you need to go to a gym to lose weight, get in shape, and have a body like this, think again. This is Bowflex, a real workout at home that's so good, we guarantee results in 6 weeks or your money back. Think about it. You could get results like tighter lines, a stronger chest, and more defined legs in only 6 weeks. It's not magic. It's Bowflex. All of the most effective exercises, plus a great aerobic rowing feature, ready for a quick workout whenever you are. Nothing could be easier. The results you want are only 6 weeks away. Don't think about it anymore. Take action. Call us and ask for a free video and brochure on the machine that works like an entire gym, but fits anywhere in your home.
It's halftime. Virginia Tech leading West Virginia 17-7. Craig Bullerjack back along with Merrill Hodge. We talked about how tough it would be to for both these clubs to find ground yardage today. Pretty tough in the first half.
Yeah, well, really all the big plays for Virginia Tech and West Virginia have been through the air. All the touchdowns have been touchdown passes, and very little for the ground game.
Let's take a look at first half highlights. It was a combination of, well, so a big play here. A circus catch. Cornelius White. Up he goes and right in his arms.
Yeah, both Logan and White jockeying for position. White coming down with the catch.
Druckenmiller had not thrown an interception for 5 straight games until Logan picked him off, and then the Mountaineers got something going.
And Craig, this was, I think, a very gutsy call. It was a 4th and 1.
And then just before halftime, Virginia Tech, White with his second touchdown. Druckenmiller, his second touchdown throw of the day, and it's 17-7 as we start the third quarter.
You look at West Virginia, and, you know, first downs pretty even, rushing yards pretty even, passing yards, Virginia Tech has the edge, and I think that's solely due to, you know, the big plays they've had and the 2 touchdowns, penalties almost even, and then turnovers. You know, the one being Virginia Tech, but they've been able to overcome that turnover. You know, the one interception by Logan, you know, was sometimes when you look at turnovers, you've got to look at where the turnover occurred. And there it occurred all the way down in West Virginia's side of the ball on the 20-yard line. I think he only returned it to about the 30. So Hokies and Deuce are number 1.
Well, they love their Hokies.
I think they love this guy, too. He's played a super first half. And like we said, like his coach said, like everybody says about Jim Druckenmiller, is the bigger the game, the better he plays. And this is a big game. It's turned into a big rivalry where you need a quarterback to step up and play well, and he has done that. You look at the comparison there, pretty much the same completions. You look at the same completions, but look at how many times he has completed. 4 more times than Chad Johnston for almost a little over 100 yards more and 2 touchdowns. So that's you look at those 4 receptions Virginia Tech had, nearly over 100 yards difference and 1 touchdown difference.
Well, West Virginia will have the football to start the second half. Kibble the kick. Alvin Swoope. Swoope on the outside. Turns the corner and out of bounds he goes at the 43-yard line. So West Virginia will start with fine field position, down 17-7, a 24-yard return.
You know, Craig, Virginia Tech scores a touchdown. They kind of take the momentum into the locker room. What not a better way to steal momentum and get it back on your side than to have a big return? And a super return. Not only a great return, but now great field position for West Virginia. Now can they do something with this?
Chad Johnston from his 42-yard line. Guns downfield, incomplete. On the run was David Saunders. And like we saw in the first half, Merrill, a good pressure put on by Virginia Tech. John Engelberger right there in the backfield to put the heat on Johnston.
Well, again, you're going to see misdirection. West Virginia was running this all afternoon at the beginning of the first half. This is awfully a lot to ask of your quarterback to run all the way to the left like that, throw all the way across your body. And again, when you tip a ball, you give yourself a chance to catch it, but you also give the defense an opportunity to intercept it.
Second down 10, Foreman the motion man. Not much. Myron Newsom, inside linebacker.
Craig, one thing that hasn't changed and no adjustment has been able to be made earlier in the second half is the running game. I mean, West Virginia has just been able to run the ball. Virginia Tech has been able to shut it down. And all West Virginia's really been able to do is the misdirection type of stuff. Then that kind of puts them into their regular passing game and their tight end. So maybe the tight end's time to get involved too.
Third down 9. Play action again. Heavy pressure. Johnston and breaking through Kerwin Hairston. Hairston, a junior out of Martinsville, Virginia.
Well, the thing that I don't think Virginia Tech did very well in passing situation is get to the quarterback. There they were able to get to Chad Johnston.
Sean Scales signals for the fair catch of the 29. A 36-yard kick by West. So after the fine return, West Virginia 3 up and 3 down, and here comes Jim Druckenmiller. A couple of touchdown throws in the first half. And Virginia Tech leads 17-7. 13 of 21, 192 yards. He'll start from the shotgun and then walks up under center. Oxendine, the ball carrier, tackled by Canute Curtis. So Curtis was shaken up just before the half. And Curtis starts the third quarter.
You know, Craig, that's a 5-yard. That's first down, that's 5 yards. And there was a little crack there. And it was a shoestring tackle there. Oxendine gets through there. He's got a lot of grass ahead of him. So maybe the fools up front are starting to create some creases for their running backs.
You know, we talked about different line formations. You see him set up in a shotgun, then to go to the eye. Oxendine again. This time he runs it near side, dances past the 40 up to the 44-yard line, and a first down for Virginia Tech. Emmanuel knocked him out.
You watch Canute Curtis here. You run right at him. Does a nice job of getting on him because it forces Canute Curtis to turn his head around. He turns around just long enough for Ken Oxendine to get around the corner and get a first down.
Has good speed at 4.7 in the 40. First and 10 from the 44-yard line.
And now going to number 32, Brian Edmonds.
Edmonds, maybe a yard to the 46. Let's check in with Mike Adamle. Mike?
Duke trying to avoid a winless season against North Carolina. Chris Keldorf out with a possible dislocated ankle. His backup, Oscar Davenport, in stride to L.C. Stevens. This one goes 80 yards to put North Carolina back on top 24-10. Duke trying to avoid an 0-11 season.
All right, thank you, Mike. Here, a fumble as we were away. West Virginia thought they had it, but the officials say no, and Virginia Tech will keep possession down at the 48.
Well, that would have been a big play for West Virginia to come away with that ball. You know what's a killer is when you have a fumble, you think you should get it, and they get it back and gain 2 yards.
3rd down 6 from the shotgun. They set up the screen. Edmonds able to break a tackle past the 40 to the 39-yard line. Van Washington made the tackle, but well, what a play by Druckenmiller. He tried to set the screen to the left side, went back right, and they pick up a 1st down.
Well, Craig, this was a double screen. You got to rely on your quarterback to make a good decision. Now watch here, Druckenmiller to the left, covered. Let's go back to the right, wide open, got blockers everywhere. Get it to my fullback, Brian Edmonds. Let him break a couple tackles.
13-yard pickup to the 39. 1st and 10. Up the middle. Big hole. Could he go? Touchdown, Oxendine.
Well, Craig, we said it in the very had a shoestring tackle. He had a seam there. If he got by that, he was going to have wide open, nothing but him and the safety. Well, this time, he breaks that tackle, and it's nothing but him and the safety. And he makes a nice play here of avoiding that tackle, running through an arm tackle, turning these little jets on.
39-yard touchdown. Shayne Graham stays perfect on the season. And Virginia Tech takes their first possession of the 2nd half, and they build a 24-7 lead. Oxendine running for pay dirt. We'll be back.
Pool the Master's Way and learn from the best. 2 of America's favorite instructional videos are now available only through this special TV offer. Get tips from Steve Miserak, Pretty Boy Floyd, other pool greats. Now, for a limited time, you can order both videos for the price of one. Learn the secrets of breaks, banks, defense, position, angles, and trick shots like the Massey and the jump.
Take it from me, The Miz. When you purchase Pool the Master's Way and learn from the best, you need to know how to shoot pool like a pro. With these 2 things, you can do almost anything. Except beat me.
World champion Steve Miserak takes you through the best ways to improve your game. Call the number on your screen and we'll send you this wonderful 2-video cassette collection for just $19.95 plus postage and handling.
2 for the price of 1? How can you go wrong?
These videos have never been offered together and are only being offered for a limited time. Call now. Have your credit card ready. An operator is waiting for your call. Sorry, no COD. Call now.
This Saturday on ESPN2, it's last call for bowl bids. First, a 94-year-old rivalry heats up when Mississippi State tussles with Ole Miss in the battle for the Golden Egg. Then, East Carolina has already captured their 3rd consecutive winning season, but the Wolfpack hopes to spoil their plans for a bowl. Mississippi State, Ole Miss at 12:30. East Carolina, NC State at 3:30. Saturday, only on ESPN2.
ESPN2's presentation of college football is brought to you by Sega Saturn. You just can't beat the system.
You're looking at the campus of Virginia Tech. Beautiful November afternoon.
I thought that was your house.
There's a look at Oxendine, who just rumbled with a touchdown. 9 carries now for 67 yards.
Not bad for somebody who wants to be a pro scout, huh? He ought to change his mind, try to be a pro running back.
Jimmy Kibble, the kick. Logan was a tough return down to the 20-yard line. 6 plays, 71 yards, only 2 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock. And Oxendine, they carried the ball, Merrill, 3 times for 54 yards and capped it off.
Right.
39 yards.
The 54 yards is key. That's more than both teams almost combined in the first half. So Virginia Tech has done some nice things offensively. You know, Ricky Bust has done some nice things, their offensive coordinator, in making the adjustments at halftime to get this running game going.
Big series for West Virginia, and they start on the ground to their freshman tailback, Amos Zero. Tackled by Simones.
That tells you right there what Virginia Tech's offense has been able to do, regardless of how good West Virginia's defense is. Scored 20 or more points in 16 consecutive games. That's pretty impressive against a West Virginia team that usually has a very, very good defense.
2nd down 8 after the 2-yard pickup. Zero way. You know, for moments in this game, there have been small seams, and you just anticipate Zero way is going to break it.
Yeah.
Torian Gray made the stop.
You get to that point, you think he's just about ready to do it, and then, bam, here comes another Virginia Tech defender to make the stop.
16 carries for Zero way, 41 yards. He's had 5 100-yard games this season, the only true freshman in West Virginia to do so.
Well, I think he's going to be a special player for West Virginia for years to come.
3 for 11 today on 3rd down conversions. The Hokies send the blitz. Johnson fires and guns complete to Saunders at the 36-yard line.
Well, there's a playmaker for him right there in David Saunders. The running game's not going well. Make the plays for you. Taft, try to get the ball to him in the second half. You're going to see this at a ground level, right in the middle of your screen. You're going to see the ball coming at you. Saunders lays down there and makes a nice catch.
I think when we said hi to his mom, Martha, and sister, Tasha, he just got off to a whale of a start. Yeah, you might want to bring them up again. The motion man is Foreman. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Up the middle goes Leroy White. And another first down for the Mountaineers to the 49. Gray and Carpenter teamed up to pull down big number 34.
Now you watch right between the center and the guard on the backside. It's going to open up, push everybody by, and then I call good running backs. Let the hole develop and slide right through there.
You know that.
Sometimes.
24-7. Virginia Tech leading West Virginia. 9 minutes ago, 3rd quarter. The hands of David Saunders, and it's a ball I think he thinks he should have caught.
Yeah, he's gesturing to, like, well, go a little more down in front of me, or, yeah, I need to go back there and try to catch that. But in a game like this, you got to definitely make all the catchable balls, and then you got to have a couple of those balls that maybe aren't catchable. You got to come down with them somewhere in the football game, especially now when you're trying to get back in this thing.
2nd down 10 from the 49. And again, so close with Zero way to break it. Shoestring tackle by Myron Newsom, 55, the inside linebacker.
You know, we asked Amos Zero-Way about, would you prefer to play on grass or turf? And when you think of his style, and he's built low to the ground, he's got great ability to cut, great speed, you would think he'd say turf, but no, it's grass he likes to play on. Just hasn't been able to get going today. You know, you got to credit Virginia Tech for swarming to the football and putting the clamps on him this afternoon.
Watch out, backside blitz, picked up, and the completion to Wable, the tight end. Boy, Chad Johnston, fine job getting rid of that football because the Hokies came in off the unguarded side to put the heat on.
And you watch at the top here of the screen. He's going to come scot-free And this is what quarterbacks, they pay the price. You weren't able to see that, but Chad Johnston takes a shot there, but gets rid of the football and gets it to Wavell, number 87, who was able to make some big plays for him in the first half. And the tight end has been a very big part of their touchdown drive they had. And, you know, maybe now's the time to go back to them and see if Virginia Tech was able to make some adjustments at halftime.
Wavell and Becht. The two tight ends had a fine first half. It's a first down for West Virginia. You look at Johnston's numbers now, 11 of 25 for 111 yards and a touchdown to Saunders in the first half.
Yeah, and you know, Craig, there's probably 3 or 4 opportunities in there where just overthrew the receiver. You know, had a big play opportunity a couple times, and it was just overshot him just a little bit.
From the I formation, 1st and 10, they fake the pitch. They throw to the far sideline, and it's complete to Saunders, out of bounds at the 26. Let's check in with Mike Adamle.
All right, Craig. College football already has one 2,000-yard rusher, Brian Hanspar. They've got another now, Troy Davis, the 2nd year in a row that he has done so. The shame of it all, he probably won't win the Heisman. Kansas State leading Iowa State 7-0.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, Troy Davis.
That's phenomenal. 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
You know, maybe once, but twice. That's amazing.
West Virginia, 10 from the Hokie 27. Over the middle, incomplete. Nearly a circus catch by Saunders, and then nearly intercepted by Keon Carpenter. Oh, that ball hung out there for what seemed to be an eternity.
This has happened a couple of times where, you know, David Saunders is trying to make a play here. You see to the left of your screen as he comes in and gets hit, loses the ball, tries to make the play, and then Keon Carpenter comes in there and almost makes another interception. He had the big one last week against Miami. And I asked him, I said, is that the biggest college play you ever had? He said, nope, it's the only one.
100 yards, he took it back to seal the win. Leroy White bulls his way to the 25-yard line, and the clock coming up on the 7-minute mark here of the 3rd quarter.
You know, I'm saying Keon Carpenter, if that's the only college play you've made, that's not bad. 100 yards to seal a victory against Miami down in the Orange Bowl. It's not a bad play if it's your only one. Almost had a chance there to make another one.
And that win last week was their first win at the Orange Bowl against Miami. 11th play of this drive. Johnston in trouble. Down he goes. Cornell Brown came in. And credit the Hokie secondary. Good coverage downfield.
Yeah, well, the coverage was excellent. And, you know, Chad Johnston just had nowhere to throw. And then when Cornell Brown is given 2 or 3 seconds, I mean, he's going to create some problems. Coming into this game, you know, Dan Summerell, the defensive coordinator, Bud Foster, the Virginia Tech defensive coordinator, wanted to get Cornell Brown back in his rhythm because of the scope he had about a month ago. It's the 2nd time he's played a game back-to-back, and he has that ability, and he's playing well today.
4th and 10, the ball batted up for grabs, incomplete. Virginia with a bold decision to go on 4th and 10. Well, when you're down 24-7 late in the 3rd quarter, Don Nealon said, let's do it.
Well, you look at this, the Virginia Tech just brings the house. And Myron Newsom jumps up in the air, and actually he jumps up in the air, hit him in the head. So he jumped high enough to interfere with the throw there.
Looked like Kerwin Hairston, number 93, so close to having an opportunity for an interception. So on downs, Virginia Tech takes over. And they run the football to Oxendine, who had that big drive last time out. Jason Williams made the tackle. Say West Virginia, they got to feel mighty low on the sideline. They took 12 plays. They moved 53 yards, took 5:30 off the clock, and got nothing.
You know, Steve Dunlap, the defensive coordinator for West Virginia, you know, really feels that West Virginia had to control the line of scrimmage. You see Druckenmiller audible.
And the audible goes right to Oxendine. Now, you talked earlier, too, about the fact they were going to take a look at that West Virginia defense and switch things up when necessary.
Yeah, well, they're going to try to send their protection to wherever Canute Curtis is. Right there, I believe they just audible to the run. And you look at the offensive line of Virginia Tech, it seems like they're kind of taking control of this football game now. You know, they're able to run the ball a little more. You know, really, Jim Druckenmiller hasn't been pressured really all day.
You saw the stat there, 55 yards, and today they've given up nearly 90. To the air, the catch. Jennings breaks it at the 40. Brian Jennings, the tight end, the 3-year letterman from Forest, Virginia, and he was brought down by Longino.
Well, everything's working for Virginia Tech right now. The running game's going. That sets up the passing game. He hits Jennings here, and then players must make plays. And Jennings does a nice job of breaking the tackle there, getting almost 20 yards after the catch.
How about 27? Brian Jennings, 6'4", 254. Good speed for the tight end. Virginia Tech up 24-7, on the move again. Druckenmiller, play action up top. Throws into coverage, incomplete. There was contact, but no flags.
And the reason I don't think that was a flag is Sean Scales actually ran right in to Washington. You know, you look at the play action fake there, pulls the ball down, and then hit right there at the end. See, Scales runs right into Washington as Washington was running back, and that's why that's not pass interference.
Bastine also back there on coverage. Second down, 10 from the 39.
Number 28,
Oxendine, again the ball carrier. Lost a yard, maybe two, back to the 41-yard line. Stopped by Jason Williams.
And number 44, Williams. Loss of a yard on the play. Third down.
That brings up third down and 12. Clock running under 4 minutes to play, third quarter. Druckenmiller, good protections, got a man to the 2-yard line. No, incomplete. Stewie, the junior.
Number 81.
Boy, he had to wait on that ball. Had to come all the way across the field.
Yeah, Stewie already had fallen to his knees because he was trying to come back to the football and just wasn't able to come up with it.
And he has been hot of late. 3 straight games, he's got a touchdown pass.
Yeah, and you know, Druckenmiller, you see him get hit right there. I don't think he could really follow through with the pass. And I couldn't quite see, but it looked like the ball was hit there right at the end. But Elijah.
Mike Logan, high kick, takes a big bounce into the end zone. Boy, what a kick by Jimmy Kimball. A 40-yard boot. West Virginia will have the football when we come back, down 24-7.
Great explorations are traditionally launched by canoe.
It isn't locked.
You've spent your entire life sleeping in an old-fashioned flat bed, but now you have the opportunity to find out about a better, healthier way to relax and sleep. Get this free information kit about Craftmatic adjustable beds. Call toll-free, and a helpful operator will mail you a free Craftmatic adjustable bed catalog and this special rebate certificate. It's worth $200 off any Craftmatic Model 1 adjustable bed. Why is Craftmatic a rebate offer? Saying thanks for taking the time to find out about Craftmatic. There is, of course, absolutely no obligation for calling toll-free and requesting this helpful information kit. So if you have any interest in adjustable beds, pick up your phone and call now.
Call toll-free 1-800-652-0101. That's 1-800-652-0101. Toll-free 1-800-652-0101.
Head coach of West Virginia, Don Nehlen, all-time winningest coach for the Mountaineers. 123 victories, 70 defeats, 4 ties. And right now, this is a very big drive for West Virginia.
I'm sure that Don Nehlen's already thinking of clock management. They need 3 scores, and third quarter nearly gone.
Johnston didn't have a chance. Cornell Brown came through untouched. His 3rd sack of the day. Oh, my, what a hit. Later today on ABC Sports, Michigan State and 7th-ranked Penn State, USC, UCLA, Maryland, and 3rd-ranked Florida State, Texas Tech, and Oklahoma checking out 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 on the West Coast on ABC Sports. What a hit by Cornell Brown. A loss of 7, 2nd and 17. The Hokies just teeing up and trying to bring them all in. This time, though, they go to the running game. Zeraway breaks through and picks up some big yards at the 23. Jackson made the tackle. Back to the studios and Mike.
Merrill, Syracuse giving Miami something to think about for next week. You know how the Hurricanes like to block kicks? Well, watch the orange here. The holder on the fake field goal. Keith Downing goes 25 yards, and that should seal up this game against Temple. They lead 33-7. Guys?
Yeah, I think that's a steal deal right there. 33-7. That should be a good game next week. Syracuse and Miami, and Amos Zeraway is still down.
Well, you hope it's cramps, but by no means is it a hot day here in Blacksburg, Virginia.
You almost doubt that. Watch the end of the play here. You see if he's rolled up on or. All right, there's so many bodies flying around in different angles. It's hard to see. You know, he may re-aggravated that turf toe. You know, that's
a good point.
That's, hobbled him for a while.
You know, we talked to him last night. Said, "No, I'm fine." You know, he is a put-together guy. 5'10", 195. And you know, it's sad, but Merrill, as a former running back, people kid you about turf toe. One of the toughest injuries come if you're a running back.
Oh yeah, I mean, just a football player. Period. I mean that big toe is so vital, and you know, just running, cutting, exploding into players. I mean, it's just when that big toe has turf toe in and all those ligaments are damaged, you're just like a one-legged football player.
The handoff to Swoope, and he rips off some big yards to the 38-yard line, tackled by Carpenter. Swoope, a freshman, as is Zeraway.
Yeah, you know, both these guys redshirt freshmen. And Swoope here, nice job. He doesn't have the speed of Zeraway, but they say, boy, he is smooth and elusive, and right there almost able to elude everybody and go the distance. I don't think you get a lot of drop-off when he's in the football game. You look at his stats there.
5'11", 195-pound tailback. Under 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Over the middle, the catch, it's a big one. Sean Foreman inside Hokie territory at the 44-yard line. Brandon,
you know, Craig,
made the tackle.
Yeah, they've ran this play, 4 or 5 times today, but only really completed it twice. This being the second time, and they've had guys that were even more open and able to continue to run after the catch, and they weren't able to hit them. But now it looks like they've been able to find that rhythm.
First and 10 from the 44-yard line. On the ground, here comes Swoope. Breaks a tackle to the 38-yard line.
Well, West Virginia's kind of went to a spread offense where they've got 3 receivers in the ball game. They're spreading things out. And I think that's also helping their running game just a little bit. Luke Zaraway. I mean, that could be a stretching of some kind, a bad back, a toe. Hard to tell.
Well, right now, Swoope's the man, the tailback. Number 24, second down 5. Johnston throws incomplete. Looking for Saunders across the middle. And a flag is down. And roughing the passer is the call from John Smith, the referee.
Well, this is going to help West Virginia at a time they truly need help. You know, I think they had another blown opportunity for a big play there.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense. 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
And you're watch here at the end of the play. Now, Chad Johnston throws the football. I mean, plenty of time to back off. I mean, really didn't even need to hit Chad Johnston there. That's why the flag's going to come. But, you know, Chad Johnston, it looks like he's overthrown his receivers a few times. But, you know, you don't know if that's always true. You don't know if the route has been run perfectly also. So, you know, that's why it's an even matchup there with quarterback and receiver.
Oh, the reverse picked off by Brown. Oh, what a play by Cornell Brown.
Now, Craig, that's something you don't see every day. You talk about defenders being in the backfield, and if they got there just a second sooner, they could have got the handoff. Well, Cornell Brown gets back there, and he gets the handoff. They're running a reverse here. Chad Johnston going to just loop it in the air there. Cornell Brown will say, thank you very much. I don't get many opportunities to run with it, but I'll take it. And big play for Virginia Tech.
And one reason he was named the 1995 Big East Player of the Year. And is he back? Oh, yeah, he's back. Had his knee scoped, as you mentioned, October 7th. Missed a couple of games. First time Cornell Brown has played back-to-back games in about a month and a half. And complete.
Yeah, you know, and Craig, when you talk about a player of his magnitude, a Big East player, I mean, can really take over a football game. As you just demonstrated right there, it's a huge play. But after his surgery, like you said, you know, it really hadn't gotten back in the flow because they play a game, they're off a week. Played a game, off a week. You see what he did last year, 95. You know, that's just a couple, 3 honors there. I mean, he had a list a mile long. We don't have a big enough screen to put them all on there.
That's just 3 of about a dozen honors handed to Cornell Brown a year ago.
You know, and talking to Frank Beamer, you know, about him the other day, he said, you know, he's a guy that can turn a ball game around like he did last year up at West Virginia. You know, he just took the game over.
Also, one of 4 finalists for the Lombardi Award. That will be announced very soon. We have 1 quarter to go. Virginia Tech leading West Virginia 24-7. We'll be back.
The difference between children and parents is that children are the ones without a care in the world. Keeping them carefree and protected is the reason you get life insurance for yourself. With State Farm, you'll get a life insurance company that has always received the highest possible ratings for financial strength. And that can help you be sure that your kids will get to be kids for just as long as they please. State Farm understands life.
So you've chosen. Running your own business means doing what you love, doing what you do best, except one thing you don't love one bit, doing the books. Well, now you can say goodbye to your bookkeeping hassles forever, because the makers of Quicken have invented QuickBooks, the #1 selling accounting software that makes it fast and easy to do the things you don't love doing, like paying bills, writing invoices, figuring out what your customers owe, even tracking inventory and doing payroll. QuickBooks makes it all hassle-free. How's this for fast information? A click, and QuickBooks shows you this quarter's income and expenses. And look, a few keystrokes, and QuickBooks does your invoicing for you, and then does the bookkeeping automatically. so you can get back to doing what you do best, growing your business. It's even easy to try QuickBooks. Call now to get a trial version absolutely free through this special limited-time TV offer.
That number is 1-800-344-8300.
Just what does it take to get in shape and stay that way? If you think you need to go to a gym to lose weight, get in shape, and have a body like this, think again. This is Bowflex, a real workout at home that's so good, we guarantee results in 6 weeks or your money back. It's not magic. It's Bowflex. Call us and ask for a free video and brochure on the machine that works like an entire gym, but fits anywhere in your home.
Now, Craig, this is something you don't see every day. The tight end Beck is going to come out and block Brown, but he gets in the backfield as the reverse guy gets in the backfield, and then he takes the pitch. He gets in the backfield, goes out there and steals the ball. Wasn't a great pitch, and that does not happen every day. You can watch football a long time and never see a defensive end or defensive player make a play like that.
You don't see a player that often in college football with that type of speed on the end. Cornell Brown. Thornton coming in hard on Druckenmiller.
You know, and Canute Curtis has been quite silent today. That's the first time he's really gotten in the backfield and making a play, and it was a big play because it gets the ball right back to West Virginia.
Swoope flags her down, and a lefty kicks it a mile from the 16. At the 30, 35, 40, and stumbles and falls at the 45-yard.
You know, and Craig, I think it's all for naught because West Virginia wanted to come after that kick, and I'm not so sure they didn't line up offsides.
A 50-yard kick, a 32-yard return, but a flag is back at the 35. Here's John Smith.
Illegal formation, kicking team. That penalty will be declined. 1st and 10.
14-14 to go, 4th quarter. The Hokies leading West Virginia 24-7. We'll be back.
Deadly, powerful, unforgiving. Now, for the first time, King World Direct and the Learning Channel bring you 2 of the most earth-shattering videos, Hurricane and Tornado, available only through this special television offer. You'll see the most violent natural disasters on Earth. Experience the force of nature's fury. Watch people run for their lives from the terror of the storm. These riveting programs will keep you on the edge of your seat. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call this toll-free number now to get Hurricane and Tornado for only $19.95. Order now with your credit card and you'll also receive Lightning absolutely free. That's right. All 3 heart-pounding programs are yours for only $19.95. So call now.
For rush delivery, get your credit card ready and call 1-800-652-0101. That's 1-800-652-0101, or send your check or money order to the address on your screen. Call now.
There's a word we use for athletes who win with hard work and dedication. Champion. And there's a word we use for athletes who use steroids or any other drugs to get an edge. Cheaters.
If you or someone you know needs help or information concerning drug abuse, call this toll-free number, 1-800-662-HELP. This message provided by the NCAA.
You're watching Big East Conference football on ESPN2 between the West Mountaineers and the Virginia Tech Hokies from Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our coverage.
You know, again, West Virginia's running plays in the second half have done best when it's a spread offense, and Swoope's had a nice job as he's come out since Zeroy being injured and had a couple, 2 or 3 big runs for West Virginia, just unable to continue to have those type of plays. They do something later, and after a play like that shoots them in the foot and they turn the ball over.
Complete to the far sideline. His favorite receiver on the day is Saunders. Lauren Johnson, the left corner, made the catch, or made the stop on David Saunders.
And when you're that close to the sideline, just get the play and run it on into the huddle.
So Saunders came in as the go-to guy. 58 receptions for 826 yards today, 7 catches, 68, plus the touchdown. So he's nearing 900 yards on the season. Johnston up top. He's got a man. Incomplete. Intended for Rashawn Vanderpool, but Torian Gray was back there on coverage. And Vanderpool,
boy, he had a shot at it, Craig.
Was right there.
Yeah, Torian Gray does a nice job, because I think Vanderpool is going to make that catch if Torian Gray doesn't come over and distract him in some fashion. Now, this is probably the nicest ball that Chad Johnston has thrown deep today. Vanderpool almost there to make the big play.
3rd down and 3. Draw up the middle. 1st down, Mountaineers, and then some. And this drive will continue. Swoope, the ball carrier, wrapped up by Nate Williams.
You know, it may seem somewhat crazy to think about how much time's left on the clock in the 4th quarter, but at this point, you may only have the ball back 3 times. So every time you get the ball back in your possession, speaking on West Virginia side, you've got to score. You've got to put at least 2 of the times a touchdown, and the other time's got to be a field goal to tie this game up.
Zaraway back in after sitting out a series. A play fake to Zaraway, going for the end zone, knocked away, incomplete. And pretty good coverage by Anthony Midget. Now, we talked earlier that, and even Don Nealon told us, we're going to find Anthony Midget. Yeah, we know he's a freshman. Play in the corner, but we will find him and test.
A nice job. You can see the right back into the sun. And Sean Foreman to turn around and make that play. He's not only got to find the ball, but find it within the sun.
2nd down 10. From the 27-yard line, shotgun. The quick throw, Sean Foreman. Knocked down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. Another 1st down for the Mountaineers. Anthony Midget again puts his hat on Foreman. So they are going after him.
Yeah, and you know, Craig, in the 2nd quarter, West Virginia tried to run that play, and Sam Austin wasn't able to get out there quick enough. Well, there, that time, the right tackle, Sam Austin, was able to get out quick enough to make the play so that Saunders could do something after he caught the ball.
1st and 10 from the 16. Swoope breaks it, touchdown, Mountaineers.
Boy, you talk about a fabulous cut. I mean, that was absolutely awesome. The swoop was going to the right and made an unbelievable cut to get back in through the seam there and score a touchdown. What a great run.
Extra point is up and good. Jay Taylor now 30 out of 30 on the season. Here comes Alvin Swoope, the freshman, and the cut and the touchdown.
It's all in how you use it.
Hey, pro football fans, do you show your true colors even when you drive? Now, those are real football fans. Well, here's the next best way to show the world who your NFL team is. Introducing the Pro Football Car Kit. You get your team's official NFL license plate mounted on your car or display it in the window of your car, office, or home. You also get a license plate frame, a team bumper sticker, a removable decal with your favorite team's logo, a team keychain, and an insulated team travel mug which fits any car or truck cup holder. Call this toll-free number now. All 30 NFL teams are available. Plus, if you're one of the first 100 callers, you'll receive your team's can cooler free. If you bought all 7 items separately, you could spend over $30. But order the Pro Football Car Kit and get all this for just $19.95. So show everyone you're a true fan. Order the NFL Fan Car Kit now. To order the Pro Football Car Kit for your NFL team, call 1-800-233-0500 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4.90 shipping and handling to the address on your screen. Call now 1-800-233-0500.
You're watching Big East Conference football on ESPN2 between the West Virginia University Mountaineers and the Virginia Tech Hokies from Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia. Due to time constraints, we move ahead in our coverage. Back in Blacksburg, Virginia.
That doesn't look like a college campus, does it? But now just get a little bit here to the right. Here comes the campus. I mean, I think this is a great setting. I mean, you walk in, it almost looks like a farm and a dairy farm, and then all of a sudden, bam, there's the campus. What a beautiful place.
And a stadium that holds over 50,000. It's jam-packed today. West Virginia back on offense. Incomplete, the call along the near sideline. The intended receiver, David Saunders. Hey, Monday night at 9, the Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Jerome Bettis, tear into Pro Players Stadium to take on Danny Marino and the Miami Dolphins. Check it out, Monday Night Football on ABC Sports. The Steelers and the Dolphins. Yeah. Merrill, your old team, you'll be there doing some radio.
Yeah, and it's going to be a good game. You see the Mountaineer mascot and the old Hokie mascot, which is it's called the Hokie bird. Well,
pass incomplete.
You know, we saw the Hokie bird there. Now, the mascot, the outer clothing's the same, but the different person in there.
There's a person inside there.
Yeah. That's not really a real Hokie bird, but the Hokie bird and the Hurricane bird. Now, I've heard of birds together flock together, but I didn't know they fought together. They got in a fight last week. The Hokie bird that's usually in there is suspended for this game, so this Hokie bird has to go the whole distance. First game, he's had to do that, or she's had to do that.
Incomplete. Down the sideline to Foreman goes Chad Johnston. Torian Gray playing some tough coverage. Number 14, the free safety out of Lakeland, Florida. And that brings up a 4th and 10.
And you know, we're fighting now, but I don't think he's going to walk over to the Mountaineers mascot. He's got a gun.
No.
You're going to leave that alone.
He wants to keep those feathers. West, the punt. Sean Scales lets that ball go. And out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 32-yard punt, 10:02 to go in the 4th quarter. Virginia Tech by 10.
Man, nothing like a new pair of Nike Turf trainers.
Yeah, you know Steve Young works out in the Air Zoom Fly.
Oh, can that guy hustle? All right. Hey, you're Steve Young.
So, what do you think?
Nobody gets you closer to the game than Foot Locker, where it all begins.
You've spent your entire life sleeping in an old-fashioned flat bed, but now you have the opportunity to find out about a better, healthier way to relax and sleep. Get this free information kit about Craftmatic adjustable beds. Call toll-free, and a helpful operator will mail you a free Craftmatic adjustable bed catalog and this special rebate certificate. It's worth $200 off any Craftmatic Model 1 adjustable bed. Why is Craftmatic making this rebate offer? It's our way of saying thanks for taking the time to find out about Craftmatic. There is, of course, absolutely no obligation for calling toll-free and requesting this helpful information kit. So if you have any interest in adjustable beds, Pick up your phone and call now.
Call toll-free 1-800-652-0101. 520101. Toll-free 1-800-652-0101.
Free for small business owners.
Now you can say goodbye to your bookkeeping hassles forever, because the makers of Quicken have invented QuickBooks, the #1 selling accounting software that makes it fast and easy to do the things you don't love doing, like paying bills, writing invoices, figuring out what your customers owe, even tracking inventory and doing payroll. QuickBooks makes it all hassle-free. Call now to get a trial version absolutely free through this special limited-time TV offer.
10:02 to go from Lane Stadium in Blacksburg, Virginia. Virginia Tech leading West Virginia 24-14. Virginia Tech with the football and the pitch. Not much there. Oxendine got hit from both sides. John Hadley led the way. Let's talk about the bowl scenario. Let me just emphasize this is a scenario. Really nothing in concrete right now. The champion of the Big East, Merrill, you're looking at Sugar, Orange, or Fiesta. The second place team, Gator, will take on North Carolina. Third place team, CarQuest, possibly against Virginia. And the fourth place team, Liberty, the Liberty Bowl, taking on Houston. Talking to the Big East official today, he firmly believes the winner of this game will end up at the Gator Bowl.
Yeah, I would think so. That, you know, Fiesta Bowl is also here today, and, you know, talking to those people, you know, there's a very slim chance that will happen.
CarQuest Bowl, of course, would love to get the Hurricanes because of their proximity, would get a lot of tickets sold. It's going to be fun to see how the scenario finally maps itself out here in the next week. Long ball downfield. Incomplete. Druckenmiller had Sean Scales, and in fact, I think he had the football around the 2-yard line, but lost the handle. Incomplete.
Well, I think you're exactly right. I'm not so sure.
Number 95, Jimmy Kimball, back in position.
You know, I think Perlo Bestine, number 3, knocks this ball out. Now you watch this right down at the end, and Scales, it looks like he has it right in his hands, and you look at it and strips it out. Yep.
Good
Perlo
play.
Bestine, nice job. Logan
back to the 26-yard line. Yeah, no question. Scales was smelling 6, but a great defensive play by Bastine. And remember, Bastine's only a freshman.
Right.
So the Mountaineers down by 10 with the football. 8:35 to go. 1st and 10 from the 26. Zeraway off the right side. Big yard to the 40-yard line. A 15-yard pickup.
Zeraway picking up yardage.
Hairston had to chase him down from his defensive tackle spot. And if Zeraway's got turf toe or is re-injured, he didn't look like he was hurting on that play.
Yeah, it sure wasn't a run where it looked like he was hurting. And this is going to be really critical. West Virginia gets something out of this drive, whether it's a touchdown that they're going to need or a field goal which they're going to need. They want to tie this game up.
West Virginia, by the way, they have won 4 straight road games. Trying to make it 5 on the comeback in and out of the hands of Saunders.
Yeah, and the action right there of Saunders tells you everything. He knows he should have caught it. He let it go through his hands. And he would have had a lot of running room. You watch Johnston as he comes back here, sets up. Now right at the top of your screen, you're going to see Saunders come in over to the left and right through his hands. And then Saunders' reaction. Knew he should have had it. But now you got to forget it and come back to this play and make it play.
8:05 to go. 24-14. Virginia Tech. You see Johnston's numbers on the day. 161 yards, picks up a few more as he pitches it out to the far side. Vanderpool made the catch. Let's go to the studios and Mike.
Merrill and Craig, some tremors going on in Columbus, Ohio. Remy Hamilton of Michigan, 39 yards away. It's good. And the Wolverines lead the Buckeyes by 4 with just 1:16 left.
Wow.
Oh my.
Buckeyes.
Cooper just has trouble with Michigan. And you think of all the great things they've done. You don't beat Michigan, and he takes heat for that. That's an important game for Ohio State and Michigan.
Johnston. Again. Incomplete. Foreman tried to climb the ladder, but was one rung short. Keon Carpenter hanging on him like a blanket.
Yeah, you know, I watched Chad Johnston there, and he could see Sean Foreman coming wide open. He had all day to give the ball to him, and he just overthrew him here. He set up. Foreman was wide open.
On 4th down, they go for it, incomplete. Brian West trying to pull some a little rabbit out of his hat, incomplete.
Yeah, I think it's a good call by West Virginia to go for it, because now is the time you've got to try something like that. And then credit Virginia Tech for being disciplined, staying home, and not giving up the big play. Now you watch this. It looks like a punt at that point. The punter pulls it up, and then there's great coverage. I mean, that's good discipline by your Virginia Tech special team. I'm sure coaches, just before they went out, said, be aware of a fake snap. Be aware of a fake throw.
7:10 to play. Big hole up the middle. And Oxendine rips off 11 yards to the 33. Finally tackled by Van Washington. Flag is down at the 30. John Smith calls for official time. Here's the call.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense, 15 yards, the end of the run, first down.
Personal foul, 15 yards.
Well, that doesn't help the cause. Right after you give an 11-yard run up, then you tack 15 onto it, and you're in a situation now where you need to stop them, and now they're right down into scoring territory.
First down, Hokies.
Well, Oxendine putting together a nice football game. 17 carries, 90 yards. He averages 102 a game, and he will probably reach that before the day's out.
Yeah, and Craig, I got to believe a majority of those yards have to be in the second half.
Oxendine cuts it to the right. High speed at the 5. A 13-yard gain, and that puts it over the century mark for the day.
You know, Craig, there were some real nifty moves there by Oxendine. You watch this first. He's going the left side of the line. Bounces back. Now he makes a cut right here. Eludes one guy. Another cut. Carries a couple guys with him. And who would ever have thought that Oxendine would have over 100 yards after the first half? I don't think very many people would have thought he would rush for over 100 yards. Had a big second half.
And those yardage, by the way, the 103 yards is the most Virginia this season. They gave up 97 to Raymond Lee out of Temple earlier. So West Virginia's defense stung, especially as you mentioned here in the second half by Oxendine.
Yeah. Offsides, defense.
Well, you look at that on the season, 55 yards a game. Today, almost double that at 103 by Oxendine. I think, Craig, you got to give Haygood, Washington, Conatee, DiNapoli, and the big Washington, the older brother, T.J. Washington, a lot of credit up front. The 5 fools up front have taken this game over in the second half and dominated the line of scrimmage.
First and goal. Oxendine, touchdown.
Number 28, turn up tonight, Corey.
And Merrill, you got to take this drive back to the fake punt. They tried to make something happen. They didn't connect. Set up. Virginia Tech with fine field position, and they marched down and scored.
Yeah, and Craig, I think that's what you have to. That's how you have to respond offensively. As West Virginia failed on 4th down, you get great field position, then you got to put points on the board, and they did.
Extra point is good. Oxendine, his drive, takes it in, and it's 31-14 Hokies.
Why spend an eternity searching for the abs of your dreams? In 5 minutes a day, be on your way to looking and the ultimate abdominal exerciser. AbWorks by Nordic Track. Exercise upper, lower, and oblique abdominal muscles for a firm, strong, sexy. Unlike ab rollers, AbWorks is the only patented ab exerciser with lower ab. The design supports your head, neck, and safe workout. Find the floor. Try AbWorks for 30 days. If you're not on your way to being more fit and trim, Nordic Track will refund your purchase price. Call to order and get the AbWorks system and free workout video with 15 AbWorks exercises and fitness expert Jim Miller's aerobic exercise program. All for just 4 credit card payments of $29.95. Get the sleek, sexy abs you've always wanted. AbWorks by Nordic Track. Call now.
How much NBA action can you pack into 1/2 hour? How much can you handle? NBA Tonight, the ultimate half-hour wrap-up of the day that was in the NBA. Tuesday through Saturday at midnight, only on ESPN2.
Well, no question, West Virginia's streak of 4 straight road victories much in jeopardy with 6:04 to go.
Yeah. You know, it's been interesting. I think Virginia Tech, you know, they've kind of, back in '89 when they went up and beat West Virginia, when they were ranked number 9 in the country and beat West Virginia, I think that kind of established the foundation for Virginia Tech, and they have gradually built upon that. And this will be another building block for them in beating West Virginia in a very, very crucial game.
Mike Logan at the 30, and is popped and dropped at the 29. So the Mountaineers down 31-14, 6 minutes to go. Stick around later today on ESPN2, South Carolina and Clemson. And then Iowa, 23rd ranked Iowa taking on Minnesota, 8:30. Later today on ESPN2. Rivalry day around college football. And
started out here like gangbusters, and Virginia Tech has just been able to slowly but surely overcome West Virginia and all they've had to offer today.
Incomplete. Virginia Tech had a 17-7 lead at the half, and now on top 31-14. That incompletion stops the clock with 5:56 to go. Virginia Tech, they have been so hot of late, Merrill, winning 18 of their last 19. But West Virginia continues to pound away, 0 away. Heavy tackle by Newsom.
You know, Craig, I think what's also kind of interesting is I talked to Frank Beamer about this the other day. You know, when they beat Miami. Now, this is a year where I think Virginia Tech, that's not an upset. I think Virginia Tech had a good enough football team and has a good enough football team to beat Miami like they did. But it was in question today, how would they respond? Would they be able to come in and beat a West Virginia team? And I think they have showed they are a very disciplined group, and they've responded perfectly.
Johnston in trouble, ducks out of trouble on the run, backs up and throws, complete.
Pass is complete.
Oh, there's some razzle-dazzle by the Mountaineers. A catch by Anthony Green, number 49.
You know, we're going to look at this again and watch Chad Johnston and how he tightropes the line of scrimmage, because, you know, as a quarterback, you can't cross the line of scrimmage and then throw the football. Now, right there, he comes extremely close to it, backed up from it, and then loops it over to Green. A nice play.
Brandon Simones tried to strip the ball away. Clock running, under 5 minutes to go. 1st and 10. Zaraway. Boy, they are... The attack is dishing out the punishment. You can hear the pads really popping. Back to the studios and Mike.
The Wolverine mastery continues in Columbus. 4 seconds remain in the game. The Hail Mary pass from Joe Germain, intercepted by Michigan's Marcus Ray, and it is all over in Columbus. The Wolverines win 13-9. John Cooper now won 7-1 lifetime against Michigan. Wow.
You know, and what's amazing about that is they've won every football game they were in the country, and that one loss like a bad year. That's amazing.
That's going to throw the poles askew, won't it? Over. Oh, my! Collision. You just heard it.
Boy, you know, those are scary collisions. You're flying out there, and then you've got to defend. You're going to see this right in the middle of your screen. Chad Johnston throws the ball, you lay it out, and bam, right in the head. I mean, that's a dangerous type of hit right there.
That's the freshman tight end, Becht, and Pearson Frelo. If that doesn't ring bells, I don't know what would.
Well, Pearson Frelo, sure is a good football player, and come in there and just tried to jar it. They're just making a football play. There's nothing dirty about it.
2nd down 10. Johnston fires the ball up for Grant. Picked off. Simones.
You know, you see that. Now, defenses always talk about stripping the football. But, you know, offensive players aren't that shabby at it either. I mean, watch this play. Now, this has happened several times today, where a bounce or deflection and then an interception. Now, watch right here. He's going to strip the ball. There it is. Now, that's an offensive player. That's Wabel comes in there, strips the ball. West Virginia gets it right back.
And Brian Vacanis, the right guard, 61, recovers. It's a 1st and 10 the hard way. Oh, my. From the 40-yard line, under 4 minutes to go. On the play action, Johnston, and complete to the 30-yard line.
Boy,
David Saunders.
Pearson Frelo is everywhere on the football field right now. Play after play after play. And he's coming up with some awfully big hits and some great tackles.
2nd down and 1. Clock continues to run at 3:20 to left to play in the 4th quarter. David Saunders, 8 receptions, 77 yards, and a touchdown. Johnston to Foreman. 1st down, Mountaineers of the 25. Tackled by Steve Tate and Newsom.
Steve Tate, along with number 55.
Chad Johnston, 19 of 46. He's put the ball up a lot. 198 yards, the touchdown, and an interception on the day.
You know, and I think that's much more than West Virginia wanted to throw here today. I think they would much rather have been able to run the football and throw 25 times.
To the sideline, the catch pulled down by Saunders, out of bounds, stops the clock with 2:42 to go. You know, we talked to Chad Johnston yesterday. His uncle runs a car dealership in Peterstown, West Virginia. He bought 250 tickets, brought almost the entire town to see his nephew play.
You said that. You said that's a lot of people in your hometown. He goes, well, that's about half of them. That's about half of them. Well, I'm sure they're not. They would have liked to see it score the other way, but you know, Chad Johnston has played very well for West Virginia in his career there.
Draw to Swoope. Danny Wheel made the tackle, number 90. And a timeout now by West Virginia.
Yeah, that was the play that they were able to spring Swoope on a little earlier when he had the touchdown. And their Virginia Tech defense closed it right up.
2:28 to go. Virginia Tech in command. We'll be back.
Get a headache, and you could take 4 Advil in the course of a day, or you could take 6 Tylenol. On the other hand, you can take just 2 Aleve. Says so on the label. It's your choice.
Aleve. All day strong, all day long.
The Olympics lasted just 17 days. The memories are forever. Call 1-800-652-0101 and order America's Games, the greatest moments of the historic 1996 Olympics. Hosted by Bob Costas, America's Games is a must-have video treasure. It's all here. The breathtaking pageantry of the opening ceremony, the heart-stopping drama of the competition, the triumphant celebration of the medal stand. Jam-packed with 85 minutes of highlights, America's Games gives you the best seat in the house to watch the greatest athletes in the world make history. Now you can relive your favorite moments time and time again. Over 100,000 copies have already been sold, and America's Games is destined to stuff a lot of stockings this Christmas. Just $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping. Order one for yourself and one for every sports fan on your gift list. Call 1-800-652-0101. Tapes are in stock. Operators are standing by. Call today. America's Games, because the memories are forever.
2:28 to play. Virginia Tech on top of West Virginia. Well, the Hokies on their way to their 9th win. It'd be interesting to see how the polls relate to this game. As we mentioned, Virginia Tech 17th ranked in AP and number 9 by the coaches poll.
Yeah, well, with Ohio State getting beat, there's going to be a shake of all the polls now. It's going to be interesting to see how everything falls together here after next week.
Coming up, the LPGA Tour Championship from, I'm sure, sunny and warm Las Vegas.
Yeah, that time, Vegas, Arizona, those kind of areas this time of year aren't that bad.
3rd down and 10 at the 14-yard line. Johnston, the corner route. In and out of the hands of Saunders. Lauren Johnson, the cover man.
Yeah, I know Johnson was complaining that Saunders ran over his back, but that's a good play by Saunders. He almost came down with that. You watch at the top of your screen there. That Johnson plays out. Now he sees the ball the same time Saunders does, and Johnson just actually tripped there, and he should have made that catch. I've had a couple today that they probably, I'm sure they wish they would have came away with.
Well, West Virginia has attacked Virginia Tech's corners. That's what they wanted to do. Off the hands once again, incomplete, of Rashawn Vanderpool.
And I think the sun got in Rashawn Vanderpool's eyes there. He kind of looked back like I couldn't see it. You see him there pointing because I can't see it. The sun's in my eyes. You got to be aware of that too as an offensive coordinator. To call plays into that area, you got another side of the field that's all shaded. The unfortunate thing is you're on the wrong hash. You're on the hash that plays to that side of the field better.
So West Virginia has to give the ball up on downs, and Virginia Tech takes over with 2:14 to play from their own 14-yard line.
Pitch out going to number 38, Sharon Smith.
Let's go to the studios and Mike Adamle.
Craig and Merrill, we would be remiss if we did not do this update here at the Harvard Stadium. Yale quarterback Chris Barber, his pass falls incomplete. Yale loses the game. More importantly, Yale loses their coach, retiring after a 32-year career, a career which produced 10 Ivy League titles and maybe more importantly, 5 Rhodes Scholars. We salute his fabulous career.
Indeed, Mike. Thank you. Well, Virginia Tech's defense, fine job today. Of course, we talked about how effective Cornell Brown. How about Bruce Smith? He was a Virginia Tech Hokie from 81 to 84. Boy, the style. Oh, boy, what a player.
Yeah, well, watch this next highlight. And what? They should outlaw guys like this in the college ranks. They need to stick him in the NFL. He's throwing guys around like rag dolls.
Back on the ground, the Hokies trying to just run the clock. You know, Cornell Brown, they say, you know what, you're just as good as Bruce Smith. Well, Cornell Brown, his response to that, this is a classic quote. Heck, I'm no Bruce. Insult Bruce by comparing me to him. Bruce Smith is what I want to be. He is relentless.
Well, I don't be Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith is and will be one of the greatest players to play, not only here in Virginia Tech, but in the National Football League. And Cornell Brown, I would say you're a pretty good football player, though. You're relentless, and you've made some big plays today. And that handoff he took his way, you don't see that every day either. And that signs of a great football player who's a playmaker.
Well, 3 sacks for Brown brings his season total to 8. And the clock continues to run down. A minute to go. Virginia Tech will move to 9-1, 6-1 in the Big East. West Virginia will fall to 8-3 and 4-3 in Big East play. A timeout on the field with 49 seconds to play. We'll step aside. 31-14 Virginia Tech.
This programming is brought to you in part by fees paid by your local cable company.
Hey, pro football fans, do you show your true colors, even when you drive? Now, those are real football fans. Well, here's the next best way to show the world who your NFL team is. Introducing the Pro Football Car Kit. You get your team's official NFL license plate, mount it on your car, or display it in the window of your car, office, or home. You also get a license plate frame, a team bumper sticker, a removable decal with your favorite team's logo, a team keychain, and an insulated team travel mug which fits any car or truck cup holder. Call this toll-free number now. All 30 NFL teams are available. Plus, if you're one of the first 100 callers, you'll receive your team's can cooler free. If you bought all 7 items separately, you could spend over $30. But order the Pro Football Car Kit and get all this for just $19.95. So show everyone you're a true fan. Order the NFL Fan Car Kit now. To order the Pro Football Car Kit for your NFL team, call 1-800-233-0500 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4.90 shipping and handling to the address on your screen. Call now 1-800-233-0500.
Just what does it take to get in shape and stay that way? If you think you need to go to a gym to lose weight, get in shape, and have a body like this, think again. This is Bowflex, a real workout at home that's so good, we guarantee results in 6 weeks or your money back. It's not magic. It's Bowflex. Call us and ask for a free video and brochure on the machine that works like an entire gym, but fits anywhere in your home.
Under a minute to go, Virginia Tech 31-14. Yeah, the Hokies want Fiesta.
Well, Hokies, you're going to get a bowl. There's a slight chance you could get Fiesta. And there's two guys who played hard today, and I'm sure Beamer, who has done a terrific job here at Virginia Tech in this program.
And I'm going to number 38, Tyrone Smith. And
Nealon there, I think that,
making the tackle.
You know, you talked to Nealon yesterday and Beamer yesterday, and, you know, you can sense there was an air of confidence with both these football teams. You know, they felt they were going to win this game. They had a good enough team to do it. But like in every great competition, someone's got to win and someone's got to lose. And Virginia Tech, the better team today.
Well, last year, remember, it was Tech winning by a score of 27-0 in Morgantown. They have now won 6 of the last 8 meetings against West Virginia. And that ends it. 31-14, the final. West Virginia losing to Virginia Tech. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.